everybody? It's your boy, AJ Orsini. I'm here by the infamous Wonder Wheel. I'm here with my fam who is currently on that ride right over there going absolutely berserk. But I wanted to take this time while I was down here in this really cool ambiance and everything that's been going on around me to let everybody know that I thank them. I'm super appreciative of everything that you've done to help Orsini's Uncensored Mind grow the way that it has over the course of the last year and a half, 2 years when you really think about it. I want to take this time to thank you guys for being a part of that process and to remind everybody that not only do we have the shorts and the segments but full episodes every single Wednesday, 3 p.m. Check us out on youtube.com/OUM Network. Check us out.
Hey guys, AJ Orsini here, and I am super excited to let all of you know that we have completely rebranded the official OUM YouTube channel. We have changed the handle, we've changed the look, we have changed the feel and the vibe of OUM's exclusive YouTube channel. Now, all you need to do to access this YouTube channel, it's very, very simple. You go into the search bar, you type in OUM Network, or you can type in youtube.com/@OUM Network. It'll take you right there. This is going to be all-encompassing, every aspect of OUM officially on YouTube. It's going to be the episodes, it's going to be the shorts, the reels, the independent spotlight, it's going to be the OUM Minute. It's all of your OUM needs on the official YouTube channel. Check it out today.
If you look around where we're at right now, some of the coolest childhood toys in the absolute world. This is some cool stuff here. Like, you got some over here. Alright. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We here at Orsini's Uncensored Mind don't have any merch nearly as cool as any of this, but they don't get to become collectibles without first being distributed to the world. And that's what we're doing. All you need to do is head over to AJOUM.com and get yourself some OUM merch. Get yourself some Orsini's Uncensored Mind swag. And one day, you'll be able to tell your kids, just like I'm telling my kids today, you got yourself, my stuff's going to be in that cabinet in about 15, 20 years. It's going to be in there. It's going to be part of the nostalgia package. You guys should really jump on that. I'm telling you right now, go over to AJOUM.com, get yourself some Orsini swag, some Orsini merch, and get it before it gets in here, before it becomes a collector's item. That way it can increase in value over time. Go over to AJOUM.com.
Hey, welcome back. You made that. That's what.
You did the damn thing.
I love it. You made the thing. Welcome back to 2BC.com. As you can see, I'm not alone. We're talking Peacemaker 2, but we've got a hell of a panel with you today. We've got all the way from Australia, VHS Jace, the mastermind behind the look, the design, and how smooth we sound here at 2BC. Thank you, Jace, for that. How's it going?
Oh, I just gotta get away, kangaroo.
Yeah,
they're everywhere down there.
Those kangaroos. Do they wrestle you? Are they like, come on, man, let's go?
You would have all seen the viral video. You don't F with a kangaroo, all right? They will kick your ass.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm not doing it. And speaking of wrestling, we've got the man here that knows more about wrestling than you could shake a stick at a kangaroo. That is AJ Orsini, all the way from Brooklyn.
Yeah, not Brooklyn. Hey,
Australia.
Get out of here, hobo. That's who we wrestle over here. Leave us be. We're doing a podcast about Peacemaker today.
Yeah. So, when we talk about Brooklyn and wrestling in Australia, we talk about the DC universe and the wild manifestation that has become the gun universe. And I am here for it. I can't wait to dive into this with you guys for Peacemaker Season 2. So let's hop right into all of the good stuff.
Hey boys and girls, AJ Orsini here, walking around the Javits Center. I've been trying to come to this building for a long time for the New York Comic Con, and I haven't had a chance, but today I am here, but I'm here for Meet the Breeds. We're here looking at dogs. I'm covered in bitches right now, boys and girls. All kinds of dogs. I'm meeting all the Rottweilers and Russell Terriers. We got some Welsh dogs over here. It's a jam-packed house here at the Javits Center, and all the barking has already started. It's actually a pretty fun time. We came to bring the kid, but it's actually pretty cool. You get to pet the dogs, you get to walk around and see all these different pure breed animals. It's pretty cool. We'll take a few pictures, let you know how it goes. There's plenty of sections. He's got to be here somewhere. Oh, a poodle!
Hey guys, AJ Orsini here, and I am super excited to let all of you know that we have completely rebranded the official OUM YouTube channel. We have changed the handle, we've changed the look, we have changed the feel and the vibe of OUM's exclusive YouTube channel. Now, all you need to do to access this YouTube channel, it's very simple. You go into the search bar, you type in OUM Network, or you can type in youtube.com/@OUM Network. It'll take you right there. This is going to be all encompassing every aspect of OUM officially on YouTube. It's going to be the episodes, it's going to be the shorts, the reels, the independent spotlight, it's going to be the OUM Minute. It's all of your OUM needs on the official YouTube channel. Check it out today.
WrestleMania 10 was at the Garden in New York. Said, who wants to know? People make it 10. I'm saying, one day, you and I, WrestleMania, one day. 30 years. Today is the day. You're going to WrestleMania.
Oh my god!
WrestleMania, but you're gonna see The Rock.
The Rock!
It's in a tire.
That's not the shirt!
It's like The Rock. Yeah, explode. I'm sorry it took 30 years. No, Rebecca.
Warning! The following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on this show are reflective of A.T. Orsini, the Steve Dave, and their guests exclusively. Seriously, guys, my dada and uncle say some pretty crazy stuff. If it offends you, go be butthurt somewhere else.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Minds, and now your hosts, AJ Orsini with Dave.
Hello, everybody. It's your boys here for Orsini's Uncensored Mind, episode 361, and we have some new graphics. We have some new looks.
That boy
Here
been working.
for the show, dabbling up a little bit, just a little elbow grease and a little can-do attitude will get you all the way in this world. What's going on, everybody? Today is a special day here at Orsini's Uncensored Mind because we're throwing it back. We're going a little old.
Hey, relax. I'm not throwing shit back. You got me fucked up.
Hey, that's toxic masculinity I'm hearing on the other side of this goddamn.
Let it be
video
what
call
it is.
Jesus
Speak for
Christ.
yourself.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to have to travel too far when it comes to butt stuff. That's on the agenda here for today, amongst other things that will be discussed. But what I was trying to say is perhaps I phrased it in a not so kosher manner. How about we just put it together with one word and just call this episode kind of a throwback, a throwback style of episode where the motivation had kicked in because, as I said before in previous episodes, I've been doing a lot of editing of the older material, and it just seems like back in the day, I had a lot more to say live than I did or I have had recently. Seems like the only time we ever seem to go live is for a WWE pay-per-view. I want you to break up the monotony of that and do something live where it's not rehearsed, it's fresh off the top, as the kids would say, and we have our fair share of topics here to discuss here today. I'm not going to say WWE is not on the table at all, but it's definitely not the premise of the entire show here today. Right off the top, let's go ahead and click on this little fancy button right here to discuss what it is that we will be discussing here on the show today.
Hey, what's going to be on the show today?
On the show today, we bring back a classic segment, a segment that has been kind of had its ups and downs throughout the years. It's back here again. Episode 361 is going to have a What the Fuck segment. We're bringing it back again. I wanted to have a live conversation about this particular subject because, ooh-wee, it is a weird one. It is definitely what the fuck on several levels. I was uncomfortable reading it. I can't wait to uncomfortably read it to you here today on the show. We're also talking about Burr. We're talking about Burr. We're talking about liquor. We're talking about having some fun. Now, disclaimer, when we get to this segment, I'll repeat this again, but we're going to be talking about the top 10 beers and liquors that are the most popular within the United States and outside of the United States from around the world. I even got inspired to look up and do the research on what is the absolute death to your liver kind of beers. We're talking about beers that would put you on your ass
the strongest beers in the world. We're going to talk about that here today. So the disclaimer I'll say now, and I'll say at the beginning of the next segment is that we here at Orsini's Uncensored Mind do not advocate for underage drinking. Please be of age and please drink responsibly. If you are of age and responsible, this is the topic matter for you because we're going to have some fun today. It's going to be some weird talk, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And our third segment for the day, we're going to look over what are the most important positions, what are the most important jobs in the history of professional wrestling. I had it here earlier, but I think I misplaced it. I think I did. I had a pen here before, and that's what we're talking about today on the show for segment 3. The pen, the book, the booker man, the booker in professional wrestling, what the job entails, what is it that causes this person to make the decisions that they make, and why is it that your favorite wrestlers either get pushed too hard, or not pushed enough, or not made the world champion, or made the world champion too many times. All these criticisms, all these conversations going, what the hell is Triple H thinking? What the hell is wrong with Tony Khan? What the hell is wrong with your local indie promotion? We're going to discuss all of it here today. We're going to give you guys an opportunity to partake into that conversation. Anybody who has any kind of questions or comments, or anybody wants to shut me down, this is your chance. For everybody who goes into the comments on my shorts and likes to dilly-dally around and talk all kinds of wild shit, here's your fucking chance to do it to my face right here so I can destroy you on the air. That'd be great content for me, and quite personally, would make me feel better as a human being. And in our main event, as previously stated, there is a big PLE happening this Saturday. It is Night of Champions in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Yes, I would also like to say that on the following day, AEW will be having its Forbidden Door show, but that is not a topic for us here today. We're here to talk about Night of Champions. I'm sure there's a million other podcasts talking about Forbidden Door, so you guys can enjoy. We didn't want to double up. We only had room enough for the one goddamn show, and that's the goddamn show that I chose. They bumped it up, by the way, Dave. Not 5, not 4. They got 6 matches. Woo! They're pumping up the card, boys. Too many high-profile matches. We couldn't leave them all. So that's what's going to be taking place here today on the show. Before we get into the first segment, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to 3 individuals. There are 3 individuals that I need to personally thank. Greg Massey, who is a phenomenal musician and creator of the arts. This man is a wonderful human being and an absolutely talented artist. He is the man behind the music. He is the man who created our brand new theme for the podcast here. I reached out to him at a very unfortunate time. When I first reached out to Greg to put together this song, or to put together new music for the show, unfortunately my wife's grandmother had passed away. So while the initial conversation took place, normal, just home, just whatever, the entire conversation as far as how this song was supposed to sound and how, the feedback, the back and forth that people have when they do this creative stuff, all happened in the course of a funeral in Puerto Rico. So he was very, very patient. So I have to be thankful to that. In return, I gave him my patience to let the man cook and create. And I have a hard time seeing myself changing this music anytime soon. It's one of the best songs I think we've ever had on the show. So thank you to Greg Massey. I also want to thank the great James Bukakis, who helped me create every logo we've had for this show. The original one with the vest and the blue shirt, the superhero one where I'm kind of like Captain America. James created those 2 logos and then promptly went into retirement. He went off to start a family. He lives down in Florida. He's a great dude. I've been in touch with him on and off for years. It's also one of the reasons I hadn't updated the art in forever, because it's hard to meet consistent people. And he was just a really good dude. And I got desperate because I couldn't find anybody that was really up my alley. And I reached out to James, and literally whilst holding his kids, he was just like, sure, fuck it. Let's try to do something. And so as we saw at the beginning there, we have a new show logo that is going to be added to the list. Let me go back here one more time because I didn't pull up. I pulled up the video. I did not pull up the actual image, which is, oh dang, we're live, baby. Hold on one second. Bear with me. Up to the top, up to the top. There you go. And there we go. Perfect. Where we at, boys? And here. There we are. That is one of the new logos for the show. Obviously, we're not retiring any of the old ones, but we're adding to the rotation. And this time I thought it was cool to add Dave. Dave's been here now for so many goddamn years. It's about time we stamped him in with the rest of the group here. He's now part of the pile. Rectangular glasses and all, he is in. Actually, the picture I sent him had you were wearing very similar frames, but it was like almost like they were like shades, almost like. They were like tinted a little bit. I don't know if they were like a specific kind of glasses you were wearing at the time, but he kind of worked around that. So thank you to him for sure for putting that together. And my good buddy from the land down under, James Hartwell is a guy that you actually saw him in the pre-show. He helped me with a logo to another project that I cannot release right now, and I cannot show you right now. But if I'm thinking people who are helping me and helping the OUM network, I have to group him in. He helped me with not one, with two new logos that are going to be part of the brand for something very, very cool coming up in the very near future. A new project that will be under the OUM network. More information about that as we proceed down the line, as we get all of our P's and Q's together, get all the paperwork signed and all the deals done. Then there'll be a really big announcement thing. But until then, I want to take the time to thank James for the time and effort he put into that. So now that we've got all that thanks out the way, let's go ahead. Let's get to it. And let's talk Seg 1. Let's talk about what the fuck.
If it's time to start the show, let's begin with segment 1.
So for segment 1, heart palpitations. Boom, 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 boom. Now, for the record, as we proceed down the line for this conversation, I want everybody to be aware that the location of your heart is in your chest.
Right.
That's where your heart is. It's in your chest, right over here, right? So, heart here. Palpitations is a difficulty in the beating of the heart.
Sure.
There's another term where it says irregular heartbeat. That's not this. An irregular heartbeat is something arrhythmically that happens over time. It's a reoccurring situation. You can have palpitations and then never have them again, right? So that's the difference in the two. So we have a gentleman who is the smartest man on the earth, in my opinion, because I read an article, and in that article, he is listed as a man from Queens, which is just the smartest way to play that. I think that's the smartest way to go. I think that's genius. I think it was smart. He's just a man. That's literally what it says in the article here. By the way, this is a New York Post article. I'm not going to show the article on the actual thing because the last time I did that, all kinds of hell broke loose with advertisements and stuff that does not belong to me. So I'm just going to read it to you guys. But the article is the New York Post. It's on the New York Post website, nypost.com. The author of the article, Rachel Sachs, all right, S-A-C-K-S.
This is not getting any better.
No, this is only going to get worse from here, folks. The headline for the article is Doctor Accidentally Fixes Patient's Irregular Heartbeat by Sticking a Finger in a Very Unexpected Place. For the record, that's the headline. And if there's ever
I have
been
so many questions.
if there's ever been a headline designed to catch the eye, It's this one. This is the ad right here. This is the one where this is going to catch your attention for sure. So, would you like me to begin, or do you want to ask your questions now, or do you want to ask them along the way?
Go ahead. I'll ask them go ahead. I'll ask along the way. I got so many questions.
She opens up with a great line. That's one way to make your heart jump or slow it down in one man's case. Walking home one night, a 29-year-old man from Queens started experiencing heart palpitations at 140 beats per minute, far higher than the average resting rate of anywhere from 60 to 100. Folks, for the record, as someone who deals with human biology for a profession, to hit 140 beats per minute on your heart, you either have to be, in both situations, you're exercising, by the way. You either have to be extremely out of shape or overweight, and you're
far-fetched.
And you're exercising moderately, or you are a person who's in shape, which means your heartbeat at resting is already pretty decent. So that makes it harder to get it to 104. You would have to be exercising excessively over time. As described, this gentleman was walking down the street and he was beating at 140 beats per minute. But when he was admitted to the hospital, the solution came as a bit of a surprise in an area farther south of his heart. I think you know where this is going, folks, but I'll read on.
So far, I still at a loss to why we are where we're going. So let's see if she can answer that for me, because my questions are still unanswered.
Let us continue. Rarely dangerous or life-threatening, heart palpitations can be brought on by several causes, like a lack of sleep, caffeine, alcohol, stress. The rapid fluttering or flip-flopping or pounding sensations in the chest often go away on their own, or could be a sign of arrhythmia. Abnormal heartbeats when electrical signals that tell the organ how to beat aren't working properly. Before using standard procedures to restore regularity, the attending doctor needed to check for gastrointestinal bleeding by performing a routine digital rectal exam as written in the report of the case. Now,
is that standard?
It can be. So what happens is that when it comes to testing for gastrointestinal bleeding, to get to that test, that means that he came up empty on all the other follow-up questions, right? So he's talking to this guy, hey, when did you start feeling this? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate the pain? He's asking a million questions to try to narrow down options. If everything is coming up normal as far as the answers go, then it is logical for a doctor to sit here and say, maybe there's something happening to the body he's unaware of. And the first stop this doctor took was perhaps there's some internal bleeding. Now, if you have internal bleeding, it's very hard to determine, on account of it being internal. But one of the places a doctor can check is gastrointestinal bleeding through a rectal exam. Rectal exams, as terrible as it may sound, are as normal as apple pie. They happen all the time. As a matter of fact, at 43 years old, I'm actually very overdue, and I refuse to do it. I'll just die of cancer. Forget it. It just happens that way.
So far, I got one of my answers question. I got one of my questions answered. What the fuck? That dyslexia is flaring.
This article sounds very professional, right? She's laying out the medical. She's laying out, this is kind of the procedure, how it's done. She follows up with the next line being, a finger up the butt was all it took to slow down the patient's heartbeat to 80 beats per minute and make the irregular heartbeat disappear. Even months later after at a follow-up. Having no history of heart problems or signs of a heart attack, the man had undergone an electrocardiogram, an EKG,
earlier that detected signs of atrial fibrillation, a common type of arrhythmia. AFib means the heart's upper and lower chambers are out of sync, resulting in less blood flowing the lower chambers and reaching the lungs and the rest of the body. While the cause of the man's irregular heartbeat was unknown, typically medications or a procedure that used synchronized low energy electrical shocks are the first lines of treatment. The patient was also prescribed an anticoagulant to prevent the formation of blood clots. While the usual treatments slow and regulate heart rhythm within hours, the rectal exam provided the same solution in a matter of minutes. The theory was that the exam affected the man's nervous system by stimulating the vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve in the body, which connects the brain to major organs with the lungs, gut, and heart. During the exam, the man was also instructed to use a technique called the Valsalva maneuver, a breathing exercise that increases activity in the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is a weird thing to keep saying over and over. The vagus nerve stimulation is thought to increase activity in the parasympathetic nervous system, the counter to the body's fight or flight mode, the slow electrical conduction in the heart. Although the same exact cause is known in AFib, is often associated with overactivity of the parasympathetic nervous system. However, the heart condition can sometimes be linked to other serious conditions, congestive heart failure, meaning the heart doesn't pump blood efficiently. In the case of the man from Queens, though, the doctor who treated him believes the vagus nerve stimulation slowed down his heartbeats. While the rectal procedure could be another method of treating your heart arrhythmia, more research is needed before it replaces traditional methods with medications or medical procedures. That is the article. So you're probably wondering, as serious as that sounds, why on earth would this be on the What the Fuck segment? And the reason for that is because, as clinical as it sounds, I guarantee you it did not feel clinical in that fucking room. You're having heart palpitations. Your chest feels like it's about to burst out of its fucking chest like one of those alien monsters in the Sigourney Weaver film. And you feel at any minute that you could just have a stroke or a fucking heart attack. And your doctor, who I can only assume is making as much eye contact as humanly fucking possible, goes,
well, I hope he's not there on the stirrups with his legs out facing the doctor.
No.
I'm sure he's crazy work. Yo, listen, turn me around. I want no eye contact. I don't want this at all. I mean, at this point, I want you to just let me have the heart attack. But if we hear, turn me. I don't want to lock eyes with you while you insert yourself inside me.
I can only imagine that after everything he's going through with his chest, for his doctor to look him straight in the eye and say,
"Breathe.
I got an idea.
Breathe.
Hey, I need you to trust me." And then he just, and you're like, oh no! I want you to lean over to your side and hold the pillow.
And I want you to use this technique. What are they going? Yeah. What was it? The maneuver?
The Valsalva maneuver.
The Valsalva. I need you to use this maneuver. All right. You want this man to execute a maneuver he's never done before while you're putting your finger inside of him. Listen, they said that what is it? The body's fight or flight. This man decided to fight. He didn't run. I don't
care how many medical books you've read. If I go to the emergency room for chest pain and your solution is a finger in my ass, I am questioning everything that you know about medicines.
Or better yet, my brain goes to a party and everyone's drinking and having fun. Next thing, one guy grabs his chest, falls to the ground. My chest! Somebody, quick! Finger me! Help me, please! Somebody He's on his back, his legs. He start pulling his jaws off. Please,
Quick! He doesn't have much time left.
Josh, you have big finger. Help me, please.
You have to put a finger in his ass. This is a medical emergency.
Oh my god. No, dude, that's crazy.
I said when we first looked up the article, I had to call it up immediately as like a man from Queens, because despite
he said don't put my name on that shit.
Despite knowing that this was a very professional medical procedure, he said, absolutely not. You are not putting my name in the newspaper as the guy who got his heart attack stopped due to a finger in the ass. It's not happening. The medical journals are going to just have to assume everything was A-okay.
I bet he told nobody he was in the hospital that day. Did you see that article? Wait, where were you yesterday? Oh, nothing. It was nothing. I wasn't doing anything. Nothing important. Stood home. I didn't feel good.
Why'd your pants smell like Vaseline? What is that about?
That's crazy. Absolutely not. If I'm going to the hospital, like, dude, my chest hurts. All right, turn around. What? I'm gonna stimulate a nerve in your anus. No. Give me ibuprofen or something. Like, give me a Tylenol. Give me some baby aspirin. But please, for the love of God, please don't put your fingers in me. Please. Please. I'll take the heart. It's fine. I'm going to go home, actually.
It's like, can't you just like pull a wisdom tooth or something? Why? If we're going to be random, can't it be like random away from my ass?
Can you put those 2 little metal plates on my chest and shock me or something? Like, let's do that instead. That's crazy.
I'll take an AED machine straight to the chest before
taking a defibrillator. Taking a defibrillator for palpitations is fucking crazy, but not crazier than being fingered. Not crazier than being fingered.
Do you think he gaslit him into it? I have a way to solve your heart problem, but I got to put a finger in your ass.
When he went to do the test, it was all quiet, and next, the guy on the table was just like, I was like, whoa, dude, relax. Don't make this uncomfortable, please. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this as much. He's like, dude, I'm learning a lot about myself on this table. Can we just, I need to get home.
Allowed to moan. No fucking way, bro. No.
What do you do when he hits that spot? No. And you can't like guide him, right? You can't say, yo, do me a favor. If you're gonna go in there, don't hook it to the left, because that's my shit, and I don't want this to be weird. You don't know. Imagine so he goes in there looking around. He hits you with this little boy, and you start. Well, shit. Sorry, Doc. That was. I don't mean to make this uncomfortable. You gotta hit my spot.
Imagine the reason why his heart rate dropped is because he came and didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, he's like, listen, can you just exclude the part where I nutted all over the room? Like, we know that's what made me fit. That's how I got better, but you could tell people about the finger and call me from Queens. Tell them I'm a dude from Queens, by the way. Like, that's it.
Some of these people don't know medical terms. When he told them it was a how much you want to make a bet when he told them it was a vagus nerve? He was like, vagus? I don't have a vagus. My wife has the vagus. I have a penis. I don't have.
I identify as male, sir.
Yeah, I am a real he, him. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
The real
I don't
one.
have the real one. The original one. Yay.
Okay? Yeah, I was born that way.
Yeah, we don't do fingers in the butt around here. No, silly Bob.
Oh man,
right.
You learn. Imagine you just walking home from work. 3 hours later, you feeling a little different about yourself. Learning shit you didn't want to learn.
Like, hey, Teresa, we gotta try something later.
You get home, your wife said, "Hey, are you okay?" "Yeah, it's fine. Everything worked out. Palpitation went away. Also, I think I'm gay."
Also, side note, I think I'm a little gay. That's it. Like a little bit, not full-fledged. I may have to continue it and try to see where we land.
Yeah, we might have to explore this, but for now, I'm fine. The heart thing went away.
That thing that you have in your drawer, are you willing to share that, or is that like a private?
Let me hold that. Let me hold that for 24 hours.
Hold that for a second or two. You know
oh my goodness, that guy,
crap.
Poor guy.
So poor guy from the man from Queens.
I've had tons of palpitations before. I'm glad I never went to the hospital.
What hospital? If you're not going to give me your name, that's fine. let me know what hospital you went to so I could avoid this shit. Because that's the last thing I fucking need is to get a fucking migraine and get told I need an epidural or some stupid shit. These motherfuckers are out here wilding, do all kinds of shit. I have a heart attack. Yeah. Heart attack, sprained ankle, eyeball infection. Who gives a shit? Bend over, brother.
Turn around.
I got a one-stop system for all of it, a cure-all, baby.
They call me a one-trick pony.
Oh, man. All right. We're getting into the next segment, thankfully.
Let's keep this show going. It's time for segment 2.
On segment 2, we are going to be talking about some burr shots and fun, baby. Now, right off the top here, I want to reiterate, since these things are going to get cut up into segments, and you probably didn't see at the beginning, we here at Orsini's Uncensored Mind and the parent company, OUM Network, all are under the agreement that I think it just sounds fucking crazy. Yeah, I think it sounds more professional that way. I think it sounds more professional.
Listen, don't let me stop you. Don't you? You got the transitions. Move me off the screen for a second. You keep going.
Listen, we here do not advocate for underage drinking at all whatsoever. We think everyone should be of age and be drinking responsibly, which means no drinking and driving, no operating heavy machinery, and definitely no going to certain hospitals in Queens. That's for goddamn sure. But if you are of age and a responsible drinker, then this segment here is for you. We're talking alcohol. Now, me personally, I'm retired from the game. I am mature in my older age, and for me, I'll sit on my couch, I put on the game or a wrestling show or something, I'll kick back a can or two, I call it the evening. And now, of course, by can, I don't mean, those little 12 ounces. They're obviously 22s, but they're not 40s like they used to be. You know what I'm saying? That's a young man's game. Taking 2 40s to the head while you're watching a pay-per-view is a young man's game. There used to be a time and a place where I couldn't go to sleep unless I had 2 of them. My kind of go to sleep was passing out. I had to pass out for them to go to sleep. But those days are long behind me now. I take a can or two, about 22 ounces a piece. I just did it at your house. I just had 2 22 cans called. Oh, man,
I kept it cash this time. Kept it cash. Something light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not too crazy.
My objective this weekend at Yo Crib was to put myself in a relaxed state, baby. And mission a goddamn accomplished. But that's just today. In the past, I have turned purple. And I would like to share that story for just a second. It's a quick story because it's one filled with optimal stupidity. So again, no underage drinking. Learn from the mistakes of your elders, kids, because this was a horrible, horrible mistake, and it cost me fucking dearly. All because I was trying to flex on him, bro. Because your boy here was back in his heyday, was able to put it fucking down. So I had a buddy of mine. I won't give his first name, but we used to call him Sucio because he was a dirty little shit boy. Let me tell you something. If you had breasts and an ass, he was coming after you like a goddamn psychopath.
Palpitations.
Yeah. He's a married man now with a child. He's very much common now. But in his youth, in his bachelor days, he was a whole asshole, boy. But I love him to death. He was an asshole, but he was our asshole. So one particular night, there was a spot I no longer exists, so I'm not afraid to say where it was. I don't remember the name because it had an awning, but there was nothing on the awning. No letters, no name of the pool. It was a pool hall. It was a 2-floor. The first floor, you walk in the front door, it's all billiard tables like you would normally see. And then off to the side would be a staircase to go downstairs. If you go downstairs, there's a door. You go through the door. There's more pool tables. The upstairs, there was an unwritten rule in this pool hall. If you are upstairs, you keep it cash. Okay? No smoking, no drinking, no wildness, no loud, whatever. You keep it normal. All right? This is going to be the safe space. But If you go down the steps and go through the door and find yourself a table, you can wild out. So we used to, in fact, wild out. And it was one night, me and Susio and a couple of other friends, we went to the pool hall, but everyone is already fucked up. We're 3-4 pool games in. Everybody's fucked up. But he says, I want to play you one-on-one. All right, cool. Let's play some pool one-on-one. He goes, but I want to play a different type of game. I said, cool. He said, you're one of my best friends. And I brought something special back from the Dominican Republic. He had just come back from a trip to DR. He said, and I want to share this with you. I said, awesome. Let's go. It was a bottle of Brugal. Now, if anybody out there knows anything about DR, Brugal is their drink, brother. That is pure devil water. This thing is, first of all, it's not even delicious. There's no deliciousness to this. This is not a soft drink. The only objective when you pop the top on a bottle of Brugal is to erase the hard drive completely. You're trying to reset back to factory settings. Okay? So he goes, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put a shot in he had a whole thing of shot glasses. Not like we call them shot glasses. You know those plastic party ones that are like real small?
Yeah, the disposable ones.
The disposable ones. You can crack them up, throw them out.
Yeah.
So we had brought those in case anybody wanted to, whatever the fuck. So we had like a whole pack of them. So what he did was at each pocket, he put a red one and a blue one. I'm a blue one. He's a red one. For every shot I make on that pocket, he's got to drink a red one. When he hits a pocket, I got to drink that blue one. So how many pockets are on the table? It's about 6 pockets.
That sounds really stupid already.
Now here's the deal. If he makes a corner shot and I take that shot, we don't replace that. That shot's gone. It's part of the strategy. If you're feeling fucked up and you don't want to take any more shots, start aiming. You're hoping that he's making it in the shots that pockets that don't have shots on them. So you want to start strategizing. I'm going to put my ball on this
like
pocket.
Ball placement and stuff. Make it so
I don't want him to have an easy shot.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're like, it's gamemanship now, right?
That's actually pretty cool. Don't do it with the highest potency alcohol, but it sounds pretty cool.
The problem is the drink of choice. If we would have sat there and put like beers there or something, way more fun. Or like maybe like lower level alcohol.
Yeah, that actually sounds really fucking fun. We gotta figure that out.
Mixed drink or something like. So, but we had Brugal shots. So our luck would have it that by the end of this,
y'all hit every pocket on the
we hit every
board.
fucking pocket. I took 6 shots. He only took 5. But when the game was over, he literally won. We were both on the 8 ball. It was that close a game. And he won. And when I took the last shot, he said, fuck it. And he took the last shot anyway. So all 6 shots got taken. Now, mind you, this was after a whole night of taking other stuff. So this, if you just did the 6 Brugal shots alone, that would have been enough. But then you put that's the icing to a long night of cake, right? So we're in what we used to call the dungeon. It's downstairs. So everyone's pretty much fucked up and done. We don't really want to play pool anymore. The big guy, my boy Terrence, goes, I'm hungry. So he's like, all right, we got to go get food? Let's go get food. All right, cool. We go up the stairs to leave the pool hall, and my journey begins. This is my first obstacle of the evening. Stairs. I said, okay, I remember how this works. You put the 1 foot, and then once you've stabilized the 1 foot, really lock it down, then you put the next foot. And then I started looking up. I was like, I think I have to do this like 12 more times. So here we go. Let's get the momentum going. And I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of my friends. So I knew that I was going to have difficulty with this. So what I decided to do was, when you kind of do like a quick sprint up the steps, just real quick. So
just a quick little pat right up the steps.
Pat. And it had the two rail system, 2 rails. So I'm thinking, pull on the rail, pat, pull on the rail, pat. I got about halfway up and I was already blown up.
I could imagine. I'd be blown up sober.
So I said, all right, we're just going to yank on this one side. We'll get up. So I get upstairs. All right, we're good. We go outside. And the worst possible thing that could happen to me happened to me. It was nice, cool, refreshing wind outside. And I started the sobering up process immediately. And what happened is that when you're drinking and you're full-blown drunk, for a brief minute, there's like this invincibility feeling. Like everything is just great. I'm numb to the world. Fuck it, right? When you hit the open air like that, out of nowhere, when you've been secluded in a room, and all of a sudden, earth hits you. Oh, I think audibly I went, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's coming.
Good.
I feel it.
Good. So we start walking. We're not far to the McDonald's. We start walking, and the big guy, Terrence, goes, hey, AJ, you don't look right. I said, that's because I'm not right.
I'm not right.
And then we start.
I'm gonna die.
This might be the last time you see me. So we walk to the McDonald's, and I sit in the booth, and he goes, "You want food?" I said, "Absolutely not, but I support you in your cause for you to get food." So he went and he got food, and we used to have this system where it was called, I gotta go make a phone call. Now, this is in the time period where we had phone booths. So what happened is that we would take a bottle, a Pepsi bottle or a can of something, whatever the case may be. Because when you're walking around the streets in New York, there's not a lot of bathrooms. I personally don't like pissing in random areas because I don't want to be a part of that. But I will piss in a bottle. I could discard the bottle, put a top on it, get rid of it in a garbage can, whatever. So I said, I'm going to go make a phone call. And Tara said, okay. So I go make my phone call. I go to the booth. I take out the bottle top. I pull the meat. I start pissing. Everything goes well. I close the bottle top. I turn around, and Terrence is staring right into my fucking face. Now, I call him the big guy because easily close to 300 pounds of pure unadulterated muscle, and he's about 6 inches taller than me. He's a big boy. And he's looking at me, and he's pissed. And I said, what the fuck is wrong with you right now? He goes, you have been out here for 20 minutes. No, the fuck, I have not. I walked over here. I took a piss. It went smooth. It's in the bottle. We're good. He's like, no, nigga. You came over here. You leaned against the phone booth, and then you peed for mad long. I said, what the fuck? I'm arguing with him. And all of a sudden, I go, you know what? You pissing me off right now.
You're pissing me off.
I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to go sit down. So, because other people were still ordering food. So I went, and I sat down. And as anybody who's ever had a drink before will tell you, I am a loudmouth. I am surrounded by a group of other loudmouths. The most dangerous thing that can happen after a night of drinking is when the loudmouth isn't talking. That's because he has centralized all of his humanity and power and strength as a person and trying to make sure that what is happening down here does not happen up here. And that was quiet as a goddamn church mouse. So it happened. all over the place. And all I can hear behind me is Terrence doing, oh, sorry, Terrence, that I have inconvenienced you and your fucking McChickens.
I mean,
okay?
you kind of did. Well, just say it. You kind of.
I know I did.
But still, fuck you.
So he goes into the McDonald's, and he told me after that, he told them, yo, he's a fucking mess. I'm going to go take him home. Home for me was grandma's house, which from that McDonald's on Delancey Street is what? 10, 15-minute walk? He was not trying to carry me for 15 fucking minutes, how many other blocks, whatever the fuck. So he hailed a cab to bring me like 6 blocks over because he wasn't going to lift me to the building. So then we come out of the cab, and he proceeds to pick me up like John Cena, like fireman's carry on his shoulder. And I wasn't this heavy, by the way, when he did that. And he picks me up and he takes me to my grandmother's house. He still has me fireman's carry in the elevator and everything. We go to the floor. He goes to, this is 1, 2 in the morning, something like that. Plops me on the fucking floor next to the goddamn door. He's beating on like the police, beating on the door, buzzing on the thing. Grandma opens the door, pissed off as all fuck. She looked through the peephole, and she knows Terrence because he's been in the house. So she knew it wasn't like some random asshole knocking on the door. She opens the door, and she takes one look at me on the floor and goes, fuck the both of you right now, okay? Both of you can suck
kind
it.
of did ruin her sleep.
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to.
It's a fucking story of just being the most absolute burden. God damn.
So he picks me back up and brings me to the spare room that I was staying in. They put me on the bed. They don't take off the clothes or anything. They just said, fuck it. They took my shoes off. That was it. She gave me a bucket with a plastic bag, which I never used, but she gave it to me. And she turned the fan on, which was, oh my God, at that point, fucking magical. So, I don't know if you've ever felt uncomfortable in this world and then a burst of cool air just hits you, bro. That shit is magical. Oh my God. I whisked it off to sleep. And about 2 hours later, I felt it in my stomach again, but I didn't want to go in the basket because I didn't want to have to clean it if I missed. So I went to the bathroom. I did my business. I washed my face and hands, and the lights on. It's the first time during this whole ordeal that I look up, and in the mirror, my lips are fucking purple. No fucking lie. Purple. And my eyes are bloodshot red. I looked maniacal. It was so bad. So maybe one other time after that, up until that point, I had never been that fucking inebriated in my entire existence. Ever. And you want to know how bad a fuck it was? I thought for sure the next morning I'm going to hear all about it. I was like, here comes the speech. Here comes the sit down. Here comes the lecture. All because my grandfather never got up. Grandpa didn't get up the entire time.
You kidding me?
I didn't.
That shit was nothing probably compared to what the fuck he probably did.
In the morning, I wake up and he's in his chair next to the window where he normally sat with the floss, doing his thing. And I come through the hallway into the living room, and our grandfather is like the most Puerto Rican man who ever lived. He lived in New York for decades and never lost his island accent. He still had a very rich, like Spanish accent to the point where, like, when he tried to say shit, it would be chick, this chick, son of a bitch, right? Like stuff like that. So he's flossing. I come into the room. He looks at me and goes, oi, look at this piece of shit right here. I said, really? Really? I'm a piece of shit now? you look like shit right now. like in the morning, I was still like, he looked at me and was just like, you look fucked up.
He said, thanks for the reminder.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention that part. My grandfather is a former like hospitalized level alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
He's not only an AA member, but he's ran his own chapter of AA for decades, for forever. He's been helping people get off of alcohol for forever. So here's his grandson in his home, purple from fucking liquor.
Yep.
Not happy.
Been there.
Yeah. It's like, I bet he never does that shit again. And he never did.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely never did. That's one of my worst drinking stories. But do you have any stories of any time that you got a
Nothing
little
crazy like that? Now, I haven't put down anything like moonshine or any crazy ass alcohols like that. But
yeah.
no, I handle what I drink pretty good. Like even the last time you were here before, I think I had like 10 to 12 beers. Something like that. And I was
in that moment, you were still like,
I was fine.
I'm really feeling this.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I felt phenomenal. I felt great.
Yeah.
But
no, that's what I mean. When you were like, I'm really feeling this. Right
even
now.
at one point, even at one point, my wife came over and says, she's like, hey. I'm like, what? She's like, you good? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you drank like 10 of those. I said, you didn't see the 2 tall boys I drank before that shit. I said, I'm fine, dude. I'm not even sick. I'm good. I mean, took a lot of shits the next morning, but I hold alcohol pretty good. But again, I say that very humbly because I do not mess with like that real shit, like the moonshines and the very, very, very strong. I know my limits.
Springs of the world.
Once I start drinking, I can feel myself get to a point, and then I know I kind of learn how to like coast that as long as I can. But I've very careful about pushing myself too far. I think one time I was the best man at my buddy's wedding, and I was really nervous to do a speech. Nothing written. Nothing, because I didn't like write nothing, just straight off the top, whatever. But I was so fucking nervous about it. I was drinking since 10, and we started with Tito's and lemonade. First of all, I don't even like lemonade, but there's a reason why that whole family calls me Uncle Tito after that fucking wedding. So I was absolutely obliterated. That was the drunkest I have ever been. But even
and you did the speech while you were that revved up.
Oh yeah. That's what. When I sobered up, I went up to him, and I don't know if they're lying to me, they're just being nice. But I went to them like, look, dude, sorry about that speech. I was like, I don't. He's like, dude, what are you talking about? You fucking crushed it. I said, nah, I don't know, dude. I'm dry. I don't even remember it. To be honest with you, I was that fucking drunk. He starts laughing. He goes, well, it is what it is, because you did good. We thought you did fine. I didn't know you were that fucking drunk. I was like, dude, I threw up before I fucking did that.
Did you do a Will Ferrell where you were just like, oh my God, I blacked out. What happened?
Nah, I mean, I don't ever black out. I just
no. I mean, like you did the promo like so, like you were locked in.
Just when I literally just picked the story, told it really quick, the best I can. That wasn't like ridiculous. But again, it wasn't so much the content for me. I just thought I didn't sound great. So I don't know. They were being nice, whatever the fucking case may be. That's the drunkest I have ever fucking been, and that's about it. For past that, I'm pretty good with my alcohol and stuff like that. So I don't have any hospitalization stories. Nah, fuck that.
You know what's funny? All the times that I've destroyed myself, not one hospital visit. One time very close, but that was why I said after the purple incident, it was one time when I was visiting a friend while he was attending Ithaca University upstate in New York. And I got off the bus to visit him. It was just for a weekend. It was like a Friday into Sunday thing. And I got off the bus Friday afternoon, and I have very few memories of how Friday ended, because it was my first time being on a college campus in my life. And I did not handle it well. I went too far. It's one of those things where I'm the guy on the couch who's awake but not moving. And then it's all right. We're gonna go back to the dorm now. He's like, you don't want to go back? Oh no, I want to go back so bad.
You know those wine glasses? Not wine. I don't think they're wine glasses. Maybe they're wine glasses. It's not the one with the long stem. It just sits flat on the table. It's like this big, kind of rounds out like this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the top of a wine glass, but like no stem.
No
just
stem. Right. Yeah.
The one story that I guess is the kind of a story that I do have is my one friend, she had like a shitty weekend or whatever, and there was Joe's wife. He was sleeping. I had spent the night or whatever. He was sleeping. She got up. She was still pissed about something the day before. I'm telling you, this is like 9:00, and she's like, "You want to get day drunk with me and walk outside?" I said, "You know what? We're in a white neighborhood. It's probably not a good look for me. Let's do it." So she got a Bacardi and like literally like halfway, a little bit over half, just straight Bacardi, like no, not mixed with nothing, just clear liquid. And we drank that shit, like 2 of them, and then just went for a walk in the neighborhood. Boy, I tell you, there is nothing more scumbaggy than being absolutely obliterated at 10 a.m. in the morning while these people are trying to fucking water their lawn, and I'm walking through the neighborhood like a zombie. It's like it was like an outer body. Like I could see myself look like trash, and I just needed that experience. You know what I mean? So
I just needed to experience that. Is what that is.
Yeah, it was so uncomfortable, but it makes you a better person
when you rise above. Well, there are plenty of stories that I have heard throughout the years, not just from family and friends, but from people in the wrestling industry, where you hear some of the best fucking drunk stories, traveling the roads, getting, hitting up bars after shows. One of the worst things that I could possibly see when I get to a venue. This means like before the show even starts, like I'm just getting to the venue, and it just so happens there's a bar in that venue. I could already tell right off rip, this is going to be a fucking issue. I'm able to tell it right off the gun, and almost every time it is. Now I have to ask the question for the rest of the world and for the rest of the people here in the United States. What is it that you guys are drinking? Now, I will admit, when I was a young man, I was more of a liquor guy than I was a beer guy. But the purple situation kind of flipped that. It said, okay, I'm obviously not responsible enough to drink liquor within reason. Beer, I could do that all goddamn day and not have anywhere near the results that I had with the liquor. So I'll stick to that. So I've been more of a beer guy ever since. What do you consider yourself more of? Are you more of a beer guy, a liquor guy?
It depends.
You can go wine.
I'm both. It just depends on what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
If we're in a group of people, I kind of want to get fucked up quick. So then I'll usually 9 times out of 10, no matter what I'm doing, I'm coasting with beer.
There you go. Yeah, that's
unless we're
drinking
drinking wine. That's more of like a slow social type of deal. Couple people drinking some wine, talking, very rare, but I prefer that like more. I guess you can call it more of like an intimate setup with wine. But if we're in a group of people, I'd rather take a few shots and then just coast off of beer. Or if it's just like us, then I'm just like beer. Like I can mix it up. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And I don't believe in that don't mix shit. I'll mix it all. I've never had a problem.
Oh, so glad you brought that up. I have lived by a code that has served me well for years. I passed it on to my wife. My wife lives by the code. Every now and then she needs a reminding of the code. She'll ask me, what order does it go in again? Because I was taught this many moons ago by very, very professional drinkers. And it's a rule of thumb, albeit not foolproof. You could still wind up in a bad place, but for the most part, you're pretty good to go. And it's a rhyme. Okay? And it goes like this. Liquor. Let me get it right. Yeah. Beer before liquor makes you sicker. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. You have to remember the order. So that's why sometimes my wife will, especially if we go to somewhere like Atlantic City, where we know we're going to drink. Right? She was like, "It's liquor before beer or beer before liquor?" I said, "Liquor before beer, you're in the clear." She was like, "Yes, let's do that." I will get to the liquor first to get to where I want to go faster, and keep that level with the beer. I said, "Yeah, there you go. You got yourself a plan." But I've asked myself the question, as an American citizen, what is it that we're consuming here in the States? My wife and I were traveling the other day. Actually, it was coming back from your crib. We saw a big ass truck on the highway that said Budweiser, King of Beers. We said, fuck no. but
hold on though, not from this list. I don't know.
I was gonna say you have to ask the question, what exactly are they the king of? Because while I may not be a fan of Budweiser, and there's a lot of people in my circle not a fan of Budweiser.
I'll drink it, but
there's a reason it's the cheapest beer in every bar you go into. But King of Beers, I guess on their part, really means their effect, their brand, their reach. They're everywhere. Budweiser is in every single bar in the States. It's even in some bars around the world. We have a list in front of us of the top 10 beers in the US and around the world. They're on both lists. So is that a sign that it's just a really great beer, or is that more of a sign of it's more of it just everywhere, so everyone has access to? I'll let you guys be the judge. But here,
based on this list, they fucking might be.
Here is the list of the. And by the way, I got this list off of Google, but we did a search. We compiled this list based on. I have it in front of me here, based on the rankings of several different websites that did the surveys. Kirin Global Beer Consumption Report, Distilled Spirits Council of the United States, the Brewers Association of the U.S. Beer Market Share and Consumption. These are real websites that are just like putting this data together, not just for the United States, but putting it up for around the world. And due to this search, this is the list that we found, and it appears right here, the top 10 beers list.
Drop the banner on the bottom, or there we go. That's better. Couldn't see 10.
I'm gonna drop the banner for just a second. Nope, we're fucking up big time over here. One of these will be correct. There we go. Okay, one of these will be right. God damn it. So here we go. Top 10 beers in the U.S. Starting at number 10, Stella, at a 5 point. It's blocked off. Let me see if I can do this, because I'll just read it from my desktop here just to get it fine. 5.0, 5 flat. 5 flat. That's the percentage you're seeing is alcohol volume content. That means that beer is 5%. Stella, for the record, my beer of choice. The fact that it's 10 kind of upsets me. But number 9, my wife's beer of choice, Blue Moon, 5.4. Corona Premier, 4.0. Budweiser, number 5. In the United States, Miller Lite 4.2, Corona Extra 4.6, Coors Light 4.6, Michelob Ultra 4.2, Bud Light 4.2, and Modelo Especial 4.4. Now, I love the fact that of this list, the number 1 beer in the United States is the Mexican Special. The number 1 beer in the United States is a Mexican beer. And they have the other one on here too, with the Corona on here. Now,
that's funny how your favorite beer is number 10. Your wife's favorite beer is number 9. My wife's favorite beer is number 8. But yet my beer of choice is number 2.
Seriously, Bud Light.
Yeah, I drink. Well, you'll probably never really see me drink it for the most part, because especially when I'm here, I'm flexible, so I'll just drink the one that she likes. Right. But growing up, when I was drinking beer, I always got Bud Light with some type of lime on the side or something. I'll put the lime in myself, or I ask someone to do it. They put it in a glass. It has a Bud Light lime. Man, thinking about it, I haven't had one of those in forever, dude. I'm gonna have to fix that.
Well, another thing that caught my eye about this is for traditional beers, these are the light ones. We're talking an average when it comes to beer in the United States. The average usually tends to skew around 5.0. That's usually about the average. And
But
the fact that
they're not all lights though.
that's the thing. They're not all listed as lights. But if a Bud Light is 4.2 and the Modelo is 4.4, it's a light beer. It's below the average alcohol volume for a
I
beer.
thought light was referring to the calories, which is probably affected by the alcohol. But
I was gonna say, yeah, no, it definitely like for instance, Michelob Ultra is on this list, and that's basically vegan beer. And I mean that, yeah.
Let's all be honest. Michelob Ultra is number 3, strictly off of commercials, strictly off of their advertisement.
Also access. Here in New York, if I go to a corner store, I'm going to see Budweiser. I'm going to see Corona. I'm going to see Modelo. I'm going to see Michelob Ultra.
You're going to see Bud Light.
Yeah, I'm going to see Bud Light. I may not see a Blue Moon. I may not see a Stella. I will see Corona, Budweiser, Miller Lite, Corona, Coors, everything that's in the top like 8 right here. We don't have access to stores that have a large variety. Some of these stores are literal holes in the wall. So if they have beer, it's a very limited selection. But these beers are in there. So that's why I always kind of wondered, is it because people genuinely like it? Or is it because of the access?
I also think the reason why light beers are so popular is because, I mean, it's liquid calories, which if you're halfway, conscious about what you're intaking, and you can intake a lot of this shit, the more you drink it, the more you want to fucking drink more. So why not, start on the low end? So I could imagine, and I honestly can't even remember the taste of just a non-light beer.
Yeah, it's so funny when I was at your crib this past weekend, when we went to the store to get the alcohol, and the guy came up to ring us out. Remember, he had that Coors Light box on the side, and he goes, "Hey, is this yours?" I was like, "No." And he was like, "Yeah, it was just sitting here. I wonder who it belongs to." I said, "Yeah, I have enough water at home." I make that joke all the time when it comes to the top 8 here. To me, as a beer drinker, this shit is water. I can see why. I have friends who buy like the 30 packs of Bud Light, and then him and like one other buddy just killed the whole 30 pack. And I'm like, of course you did. Oh, you overhydrated yourself. All that water is just going to be water weight now at this point. You're not getting drunk off of you can't take a 6-pack of Michelob Ultra and go, man, I'm feeling fucking great.
You can. You just need to know you're going to be drinking and just don't eat until you've drank enough, and then you can eat. That's the strategy. If I want to get drunk, I won't eat until I start drinking.
I need a beer that I have to make sure I eat before I drink it. Oh, I'm gonna wind the fuck up.
Nah,
so this is the top 10 here in the United States, and I thought, and I'll pull that down. I thought that was a little on the light side. So I went to see what the world was about, and I pulled this up. Here, the top 10 beers around the world. Now, starting at number 1, a beer called Snow, which is made in China. 4.0. Again, maybe not listed as a light beer, but that's light on alcohol. Budweiser number 2. Now, I was trying to confirm if it's actually that popular around the world, or if because it sells so much in the States that it reflects for the world. But then I remember on our list, it wasn't even in the top 5. On the world list, it's the second most popular beer, Budweiser, followed by Tsingtao, Corona Extras on there, Heineken, my boy. Love me a nice little Heine in there. 6 Light, Bud Light. Number 7, Yanjing. Number 8, Skull. 9, Harbin. And that goddamn Carlsberg. I had a Carlsberg one time, and I have to rematch it because I had it after a premium sausage with mustard. And I don't know, that Carlsberg was not hitting. I gotta
It's
try
kind of hard to not hit after what you just said, man. That with a cold beer, it's like
that. Normally it does.
You know
normally
what it was?
It does.
It wasn't a brat. That's the problem.
I don't do brats. Brats. I was at a baseball game. I had a premium sausage, little mustard on top, and some fries on the side, and I had a Heineken with me, busting. I went back, no more Heineken. Saw the Carlsberg on tap. Go ahead and put some of that in the cup for me. Not hitting. But
did you return it? You say take this shit back. No refund. Just take it.
I may have been disappointed, but I have a responsibility as a beer drinker. It went down. But I think I need to rematch it because it also could have been them because it was tap. So it could have also had been
tap
them.
Is supposed to always be better, dude.
Some people, I don't know. These also, I thought ours was very light as far as like being below 5. All these are like below 5. So I was like, oh man, that's not good. So then I got crazy. Bro, I got wild here. And I said, I'm so curious right now that the world's most popular beers have almost no alcohol in them. Where are the beers that are just fucking unmerciful? Death beverages, if you will. So I just got curious and said, well, what are the top 10 beers with the highest level of alcohol volume? And the numbers astounded me. And I'm going to pull it up here. These are the top 10. Now, I didn't show my wife.
75%.
I didn't show my wife this list. But I told her, I said, I Googled the top 10 beers with the highest alcohol volume, and number 10 is 18%. She goes, God damn, what's number 1? 75%. That's not beer at that point.
That's not. That should be
vodka is 40%.
That's liquor. That's liquor at that. That's not beer.
Straight liquor. There's no way.
You know what they did? They took 75% proof alcohol and they put it inside that little seltzer machine that like adds bubbles to your water.
They carbonated that shit.
They said, here's a beer. 75% food, like 75% alcohol, 10% fucking bubbles, and whatever the remainder is fucking food coloring. That's all it was.
Shout out to Samuel Adams for making the fucking list with Utah. I didn't even know Sam Adams had a 30% alcohol
30%. Shout out to Sam Adams. I'm actually shocked they're not on this list. They have good beers.
Sammy Adams is a good beer too. Look at the middle of this list. There is a company called The Brewery who was out here doing the devil's work.
Diabolical.
They are trying to fucking kill you. How are 4 of their beers in the top 10 of the most diabolical beverages?
The fucked up part, it's Monday through Wednesday, and they're trying to fucking pull you back throughout the week. How are you 25% on Monday? By Wednesday, you about 19.5.
They didn't survive to the Friday turn up. They couldn't make it.
Oh fuck. Mocha. The brew.
Mocha
that
Wednesday,
sounds Oh my god, that sounds disgusting.
Chocolate rain, bro.
Nah.
I'm good.
Yuck.
I am good. What a fucking list. Scottish Byther Fire.
I'll tell you what, though, I would love to take 1 can of that Scottish, how the hell do you say that? Bethier Fire, and like split it just to kind of like taste it. I can't take a whole can, I'll die, but I would love to taste it.
If I asked for a beer and a buddy of mine pulled out a nice cold can of Brewmeister's Snake Venom, I declined.
Bro, I'm not gonna hold you. I might put your wife up to the task, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. I might send her.
Nothing to do with this list.
I'm gonna tell her, get your hands on this can because she likes all the little fancy stuff. And then next time we got like, let's literally invite 10 people to your house just for that 1 can. and everyone get a little shot glass.
We'll do little shots of it.
Little shots, and we can just try it. There you go.
Well, speaking of shots, I also dabbled a little bit in the liquors, right? Because not everybody's a beer person, right? So I was just curious. Now, when we did the beers, I saw a lot of brands, but when I did the liquors, there wasn't a whole lot of brands. It was a whole lot of types. So I was very curious about that. So I opened it up here. The top 10 liquors in the United States. Number 1 being vodka shocked me for a minute because it is predominantly when you think.
But what's
vodka,
the big name? What's the big name for vodka though? Which one
they
is
have
it?
they have some of the biggest names in the Grey Goose comes to mind.
There we go.
Very
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Right. They're a brand like nobody's business, but that's why I said for a minute, because normally when you think vodka, I would associate that with more like a Russian, European kind of culture. But here in the States, that's big business as vodka. That thing is all over the place. I remember specifically, I'm going to say a name right now for the old heads. They might remember this. Georgie. Georgie was always the cheapest vodka, the cheapest liquor you can get at the liquor store. $5, $10 to get a little thing about this big, not huge, but take it to the motherfucker face or add a little Coke to your cup, and woo, you're gonna be sitting nice, baby. All this talk, I'm about to do something tonight, bro. I didn't know what RTD cocktails were, and then I looked it up because that shit is number 2, and I said, "What the hell is RTD cocktails?" And while it's just an example, let me show you some of the pictures that came up. It's just an example, but it is right here. These are some of the cocktails here made by that company. And now I know why it's number 2, because I see these shits everywhere now. You can find these shits at sporting events. You can find them at sports venues. You can find them in fucking regular ass stores now. These things are fucking everywhere. So I 100% know or I understand why these fucking things are on the goddamn list. Tequila, vodka, cocktails, tequila, and then American whiskey here. And then we have rum, brandy, Irish whiskey, Canadian whiskey, gin, and of course, Scottish whiskey. All pretty much for liquors. These are pretty standard percentages, the 40.
Bacardi is rum, isn't it?
It is indeed rum.
And then Tito's is
vodka.
Okay, so those are my 2 that I fuck with. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's more of a rum. But the Bacardi rum, as much as we're influenced by that, and I'll pull up the world list, Bacardi rum is on this list. It is a very high. It's predominantly a Puerto Rican drink. Let's just put it out there like that. It is what it is. It is a global brand. You can buy Bacardi anywhere. But as far as people who drink that shit on a regular, it's predominantly Hispanic.
Oh, shout out to Smirnoff, man.
Ooh, that's an old school name.
Man, I haven't had a smear. But a couple of smears. Yeah, dude, those things used to go. Those were so good, man.
I love that the number 1 on here, Jinru Soju, is only 16%. That shit wouldn't have made the beer list that we just saw a second ago. This would have been off the list. And it's the number 1 liquor. I'm assuming because based on that name, I don't know if that's Japan, China.
It's probably the fact that it's not beer, because even though the content isn't as, it's a very low liquor content. It's probably, but you still get to mix it with stuff.
Yes,
and you won't get hammered.
Yeah, you'll get to where you're going.
And if it's in one of these Asian countries that are like don't have a lot of obesity, I could imagine 16% is a lot of fucking alcohol. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they have their strong shit, but if you're talking it being the most popular, you're also talking about the mass population drinking it, which means you're not going to have a lot of people that can handle that much alcohol, which is probably why it's very popular. So that makes sense. Makes sense.
Access might also contribute because of its low alcohol content. It's probably as it's probably cheaper to attain for bars and stores to have over there than the other ones. So it could be access as well. I don't
know if a lot of places get restricted based on alcohol. Alcohol percent. Like, I wonder if like certain places aren't allowed to have a certain I don't know anything about the alcohol business, so I'm not sure, but
yeah. So that's the top 10 list of beer and liquor, both in the U.S. and around the world. I'm super excited to start off my week in just a little bit when this is over. This is the last week of work before we go on a little mini vacation. So I'm starting my vacation before I go on vacation. Fuck all that noise. That's the usual for me. So we are off to the next segment.
Segment 3 is here, and I can't wait.
The Booker Man. Being the Booker. Now, when I say Booker, I don't mean Booker. That's not the kind of Booker man we're talking about. I'm talking about the man with the pen. I'm talking about the man in charge. El Jefe, the guy making all the stories, putting all the work together. Now, I want to start off this conversation by deliberating the separation that people sometimes have with Booker and promoter.
I was going to ask about writer.
We'll get to writer.
I was going to say, can we add writers to that list, or is it completely different?
It's completely different.
Okay.
I'll explain why. A writer is a subgenre of the Booker conversation. We'll get there. But on the independent level, more specifically, this is an issue.
You don't have a lot of writers.
There's not a lot of no writers. We don't even have bookers anymore. We really don't. There is a blend happening a lot in the independents where the promoter, the guy who put the company together, the guy who founded the company, 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, he put the company together so that he could book. Not
that's fair.
Start companies and then go, okay, now you come in here and run it for me. That doesn't really happen a lot on the independents. Most of the guys that are currently promoters in the industry, and every time I say this, I get flack for it. I'm going to continue to say it until it stops being right. There's a lot of people who go to shows as fans and they go, oh, this looks fun. They put some savings together and they start the process and start a company out of fucking thin air. They have no experience in the industry. They have no connections, no networking. They don't know how to evaluate talent. They don't even know if the matches are looking the way they're supposed to look. They don't have brand identity. They don't have anything. They just wanted to be in the fraternity. And since they weren't talented enough to get in the regular way, they bought their way in. And there's a lot of people in the independents right now that behave in that way. They're not real promoters. They're not real bookers. They're not real anything. They're just in the wrestling business because they thought it'd be cool to be in the wrestling business. We have a lot of those, which is another reason why I decided to have this conversation today, because recently at a high level, TNA just recently did a complete overhaul of their creative team. Tommy Dreamer, the former ECW and WWE alum, was the head of creative for TNA for a number of years. He was recently, it was a mutual agreement to part ways. Some of the other team members from the creative writing team also were given their leave. There were a couple of wrestlers that were given their release. There's a lot of rumors going around that they're preparing for a sale. We'll see how that turns itself out. It's all internet chatter, which means nothing to me until I see something happen.
Mm-hmm.
But Tommy leaving TNA was very emotional about it because, and I've been there, so I understand what he's talking about. When you are the booker, I make the joke earlier. I said, El Jefe, the guy in charge, the guy who makes it happen, blah, blah. The promoter, the guy who signs the checks, the guy who deposits the money, the guy who fills the envelopes, he's the boss. If it just so happens that promoter also happens to be the booker, watch out, because all the power is in that corner of the room, right? He's got the whole thing locked down. Being the booker is very, very important. It's an important part of the professional wrestling process because the booker can help a wrestler or a non-wrestling talent or whatever the case may be. A booker has the ability, based on position, to either make your career or break your career. And either will happen, guaranteed, whether he knows what he's doing or he doesn't know what he's doing. So you can have a booker who knows his shit. He knows wrestling. He knows how this goes. He knows how to deal with talent. He knows how to conversate with them. He knows how to take input from the audience and put it on the show. You can have a booker who knows everything he needs to know to be an efficient booker. But he don't like you. Or he don't see it in you. Or he doesn't get the hype on you. He can get it right 8 or 9 times in a row with other talent, but he doesn't see it in you. That's a tremendous problem. That's why there's always mixed feelings from the talent when a booker either decides to leave or is forced out. Because if you were high on the card and this booker understood you, he knew how to book you, he knew what position to put you in, but he couldn't do it right for everybody else, right? He got 2 or 3 guys correct. He's fucking up on 9 or 10. Bad ratio. They pulled the booker out. Okay, let's get a new piece in here. All of a sudden, he wants to shuffle the deck. So you go from the top guy to down here now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've already been used. You've been used enough. I want to try to use some new pieces. So now you come down, and the talent's go, well, what the fuck? Wait a second. I'm doing great up here. What the fuck is all this nonsense? It is a very thin line to be dancing on. It is very difficult to find a balance when becoming a booker. I wanted to show some people some stuff because I am going through the process of my master's degree when it comes to physical education. One of the courses that I am taking is called it's a leadership class. It's about being a leader in your chosen profession. Now, I am in the pro wrestling business. It's not my only career that I have. I have my wicks and different fires here. I'm doing a bunch of little things here and there. But I learned something great in this class that I am going to continue to move forward with because I feel this can fit not only in any business atmosphere, but it definitely fits in professional wrestling. And it's called the 5, let me put it in the camera, 5 C's. The 5 C's. If you implement the 5 C's in any business atmosphere, you are going to yield positive results. The only thing that stops the 5 C's from working in your environment is if someone is actively trying to circumvent the 5 C's. As in lying to you, manipulating you, gaslighting you, whatever the case may be. So you're probably wondering, so what are the 5 C's? Well, Dave, one of the 5, the first of the C's that I want to get into is credibility. When you are the boss, when you are the leader, the first thing that you need to accomplish is your credibility. Do you know what the fuck you're talking about? How many people, Dave, have you personally run into at work or any work that you've had previous in the past where you looked at a superior at your job and just went, why the fuck are you in that position? Why the fuck are you the person in charge? I don't understand. You ever run into that, Dave?
Constantly. It's yeah.
I think a lot of people who hear this would go, oh yeah, absolutely. Everyone has that one guy or that one girl where you're like, how the fuck did that happen? You lose an entire room right off rip when you've got zero fucking credibility. And when I say credibility, I don't just mean experience. That's a big chunk of it. Experience counts for something. You should definitely have some practice in whatever it is you're trying to lead, right? I mean credibility as in you as a person. Are you honest? Are you trustworthy? Are you responsible? Do you hold yourself accountable? Because if you're the boss, it begins and it ends with you. If you're going to take the credit for the success, do you take the credit for the loss? Do you take it upon yourself to be there for your talent or for your teammates or whatever your current work situation is? Do you take the time out to be there for them, support them when you need that support? Do you establish trust in the workplace? Because that can all go towards credibility. You do all those things and add life experience and work experience into the bunch, you're going to be seen as a credible leader. I believe that guy. I trust that guy. I'm willing to go to bat for that guy. I'm willing to go through a wall for that guy. That's what credibility is. Can we reverse it? Have you ever met a superior where you looked at him and went, okay, no, he gets it. I understand. Nope, he's just like, nope. You can't think of one.
Wait, what did you? I must have blacked the fuck out there for a second. Did you ask me a question?
I said, was there ever? I said, let's flip it. I asked you if you'd ever met a person in a position of power or leadership or a supervisor or something, where you met a person who was just like, why the fuck are you there?
I remember that part. Yes.
Reverse it. Have you ever met a superior or a supervisor where you went, you know what? He's a cool dude. You know what? He's got it together. I kind of like this guy.
Sure, I've had a few. I've had a few. I mean, me myself. I mean, let's be honest.
You can no. You can say that. You can say that.
Me myself, right? But yeah, I've had people that sure.
Right. So that's what I mean by credibility in the wrestling business. In the wrestling business, if you're going to lead a room full of people who really, really want to do this as a job, as a profession, you need to be credible. You need to be someone that they can trust and not some flippy floppy asshole that's just going to do what he wants on a whim and doesn't really know what he's doing. You guys figure it out. That's not going to work. The second C is compelling vision. Vision. Where are you taking us? Where are we going? What's the plan? What's the goal? What are we a team for? What are we trying to accomplish? Right? If you open a wrestling company and the only thing that you've really planned out is who you're going to have on the show to wrestle in these wrestling matches, that's not a compelling vision. That's an inkling of an idea. What's the vision? Where is this company going to be a year from now? Where is that talent that you're booking going to be a year from now? How do we progress this talent into getting better? If you book a guy that no one's heard of and you put him on the show, he gets no reaction. No one gives a shit about his existence. How does that help you? How does that help him or her? So where is the plan? Hey, I'm going to book you on this show on this date. Between this date and now, we're going to run a shit ton of information about you as an individual so that people know who the fuck you are. Simultaneous to us telling them who you are. We're going to pick another guy and we're going to run some shit to let them know who this guy is. They're going to know who you are. They're going to know who that guy is. And then about a week or two before the event, we're going to tell these people, hey, you remember that guy? Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, remember that guy? Yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah, this Sunday, they're going to fight. That's a small plan, but small plans lead to big plans. If you execute that small plan well and the match is interesting, then you execute the next small plan and the next small plan and the next small plan, blink, and it's been 4 months and everybody knows who the fuck this guy is. Now you have a player. Now you have executed a bunch of small plans that lead to a bigger vision of where this individual is supposed to be. He's a big, strong guy. I don't think we should beat him. Okay, cool. How long should we keep him undefeated? I mean, we just keep beating him. I mean, we just have him beat everybody else over and over. Okay, for what? Okay, he's big, he's dominant, he's strong. Where the fuck does that go? who eventually defeats him? Who is the underdog that rises against the unstoppable monster and topples him and becomes a bigger star on account of it? Where do we lead? If I, as a talent, walk into a locker room for the first time, willing and able to do whatever it is that you want as a promoter, as a booker, and I go, hey, man, I'm here to do whatever it is you need me to do. What do you need me to do? Oh, your opponent's over there. Just, talk about the match. You guys got like 12 minutes and just go out there and have a good match. In my head, as a professional, everything after that moment, I discard. Because you don't know what you're doing. You have no vision. You have no idea where this is headed. You saw two people that you liked and just went, okay, let's just have a match.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. So you got to have a compelling vision. You got to have something that will... Because if you have an idea, if you tell a wrestler, I'm thinking 5 matches ahead. I want you here, 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 here to here. You tell a wrestler that. Watch how motivated he is from here to here. And then watch that motivation double here to here. And then he's just going to have a fucking orgasm in the ring right here. Because he will have seen... He sees the work being put into the structure. He feels it. It's not, I wonder what's going to happen, or I wonder if he likes it, or I wonder what. Here's your position. If this is the plan, the 5 matches, and we're here, and this plan is not working, and we have to pivot, or we have to change something, or we have to run it back, this is where you do it. You don't do this anyway, and nobody's biting. Because if they didn't bite here, they're not biting here and here. So this payoff will mean nothing to anybody. You're not going to draw any money with it. You're not going to have any new fans come because of it. Nothing. Everything has to click and everything has to go. If your vision is this and the vision's collapsing here, you need a new vision. Bring it back. Pivot. Here's what we're going to do instead. Because by the time we get here, we want you over like Rover. If we can't do that, if we keep failing here and here, we'll work it out. You got to have an idea of what you want to do. The third C, contagious enthusiasm. Dave, how many times have you been at work and the vibe around you is the fucking shits? Nobody wants to fucking be there, bro.
Bad morale.
Bad morale. As soon as they walk in the door, oh. How long is the fucking day when you're at work and not wanting to be at work? Oh my God. All the fucking time. If the boss walks into the room and goes, oh Jesus Christ, another fucking day with this shit, that is going to filtrate all the way down to everybody else, and the whole fucking room is the shit. Now, you walk into a building and your boss is sitting there going, all right, let's fucking go. Let's fucking do it. I'm fucking hyped. I am fucking hyped. This is going to be great. All right, guys, this is what we're going to do. 7 matches. We got 7 matches, 4 matches leading up to an intermission with 3 matches. You're fucking into it. When you're fucking into it, you would be amazed. Now, there's always going to be the disgruntled vets that are going to look at that and go, I get it. But for the young ones who have yet to be tainted by the
ones you can save.
You can say, which is a God honest truth, because even if you do what I'm saying right now, there's so many people that have been involved in the other bullshit. They don't even believe it when they see it at this point. They're just like, all right, cool, whatever. He's just okay. He's so happy-go-lucky. Okay, cool. But for the people who really love this shit, when you bring fucking energy, that shit is, especially if you bring energy as it relates to them, right? I just gave you an example earlier of the promoter not knowing what he wants to do. Most promoters who book talent on their shows don't know their fucking names, don't know what the gimmicks are, don't know what the wrestlers' ideas or plans even are for the character. Nothing. They just go, all right, he does this really cool shooting star press to the floor, so I like that spot. So let's go ahead and give him $40 to go ahead and dive into the audience, and that's it. You take a fucking guy who's young in the business, who's looking to find himself, trying to find a character that works, or a catchphrase that works, or a certain style in the ring that just anything, just yearning to I just want to figure out something that works. And you sit with him and you go, okay, what have you done so far? All right, I do this, I do this, I do this. Okay, did this work? No. Did this work? No. All right, go ahead. Tonight, when you go out there, I want you to try this spot, try this spot, try this spot. Okay? When you go to the top rope, normally you would do what? Swanton, right? Don't do a swanton. Swanton, it's the move that everybody does, right? You go to the top, you do something a little different, twist into that elbow, give him something a little high, change, modify, tease, see what happens. When he drops that elbow and the crowd reacts different than the way that they did to the swanton, the first thing he does when he comes to the back, yo, that elbow was great. That shit worked. He's like, I know. Okay, pin it. Keep the fucking elbow, right? Now we know that works. So now let's build to the elbow, right? Okay, next time, Irish whip off the ropes, back elbow, bow. You just run spot, body slam, bam. Point to the corner. Here it comes. The fucking elbow's coming. Drop it. Bam. Now we're building and we're building and building. And we do the next chapter. We go to the elbow. We go to the top to do an elbow. Now the psychology comes in. The guy on the ground knows the elbow's coming. We have him roll. So now we're faking the elbow. They're all, it's so close to the elbow. And then the match is going, and the heel's got you by the fucking neck. He puts you on the top rope, gives you a big thrust. He goes off the rope. You give him a boot, boom. He sells to the fucking floor, and he's there. Oh, here comes the fucking elbow. Build, bitch. Build. When you have that conversation with a motherfucker, they are receptive. When you show that you fucking give a shit, not just about the wrestling stuff, but them, that person. Why are you coming out to that music? Why are you wearing that gear? What's the goal? Oh, I want to be this person. I want to be presented this way, and I want to have the audience follow me like this. Okay, does your attire accomplish your goal? Does your music choice accomplish your goal? I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm asking you if you believe that it does, because if it does, explain that to me. We'll both be on the same page. If it doesn't, now we know we have to think about it. I don't know how many locker rooms I've been in where I see people go through like a metamorphosis. They got all this shit on them, the jacket, the hood. They get pumped up, they're taped up. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What's the gimmick? What's the character? What you got going on? No idea. Never thought about it because nobody asks. So contagious enthusiasm, man. That fourth C, that was I skipped one. Contagious enthusiasm is actually the fourth C. I'll go back to the third one. Charismatic communicator. That's a short one. I just did it right now. Charismatic communicator. Communicating the information in a way that person reacts to. I have friends where if I walk up to one of them and go, you stupid motherfucker, why the fuck would you do that? They understand that. I have some friends I can't call them motherfucker because all of a sudden it's a thing, right? So I have to have a different tact with this individual. But it's dead ass. If I'm being myself, I'm going to rub people the right way. I'm going to rub people the wrong way. That's anybody in any given circumstance. The key to being the person in charge is to be able to communicate with everybody in a way that they can understand. I know that I can walk up to a friend like, what the fuck is up, you stupid bitch? And we get that. And then the next person will come in, man, what's going on, brother? How you doing? How you feeling? Everything all right? Everything good at home? Your wife, kids, everything's good? It's different. There's differences to that. Being able to walk that line within your locker room is fucking important. And then when you have that one person who you don't vibe with, you don't really get along with, you can still work with this individual. But a lot of people don't separate that. You got to leave your ego at the door sometimes. Sometimes you have to leave your ego at the door and figure it out. The last one is culture builder. And then we'll get off the booking thing and move on to other things. But culture building is important. You said it earlier about a toxic environment. Building the culture. It starts and ends with you. You build the culture. If you're negative all the fucking time, everyone's going to be fucking negative. If you're overly positive all the time, people are going to be over that. People tend to feed off shit, especially in wrestling. because I have never in my life met more emotionally stunted people in my entire life than in the wrestling business. Everyone in the wrestling business got into wrestling because they were not hugged as children. They were not hugged. They were the last ones picked in dodgeball. They were the last. They were the ones who kept losing at jacks on the corner. Everybody
That's
who
crazy. Don't nobody even know what the fuck that is anymore.
everybody who's in the wrestling business is looking for a fucking friend. There's not a lot of business people in fucking wrestling anymore. And I'm not saying it as a negative. I'm saying it as a fact. Because I'm not saying it as a negative, one of the things that I try to incorporate when I'm in a locker room, is identifying those people right away. Because the last thing you want to do is be offensive to somebody when you don't really know their situation. When I hear anybody say the words, "Oh, my mental health," myself personally drives me up a fucking wall. But I have learned over time that shit is some real shit to people. That is a real fucking thing that a lot of people are fucking dealing with. I myself don't dabble in that world with the word salad and all that other stuff. But I have heard stories of people literally unaliving themselves due to that one thing. Being unable to control their own emotions and allowing the outside influences to deter them so much that it takes them to such a dark place that they find no other restitute than that. So because of that aspect, in my heart, I have taken a much more empathetic look at the people who struggle with that specific thing, mental health, and how they deal with that. I will not lie to people and say that I still look at that to this day and just go, just fucking come on. Some people just can't fucking come on. It's just, it is what it is, right? So I don't think those people should be excommunicated from the wrestling business. But people that have issues with their mental health and people who classify themselves as introverts are behind the eight ball in wrestling, because wrestling is a show business field. This is an extrovert's playground. And if you're going to come into it as an introvert, I'm not saying you can't. There's a lot of introverts in WWE. But you're at a disadvantage. You're at a handicap, and using golf terms, right? You're behind the rest of the field. That's where I think this culture builder C is the most effective. Because as a leader, as the person in charge, if you create an atmosphere where the extroverts get their shit off and the introverts can get their shit off, you've got a perfect balance.
Creating that safe space.
I mean, there goes that word salad again, but yes, it's actually very, very correct. And it's also very, very necessary. Actually, I'm beginning to realize how much a safe space also helps the extroverts. Because there's some extroverts.
It fucking helps anybody who feels comfortable where they are.
Again, my history, and a true extrovert doesn't give a shit how comfortable they are in any situation, because generally speaking, an extrovert who just loves all the attention, all that stuff, they're comfortable in any fucking setting. I can go in front of thousands of people right now and perform and have no fucking issue. But I know of performers that are in the locker room looking at that room full of 100 people and going, "Oh fuck." Now I say it, Ripley.
I was going to bring up Rhea Ripley, but I would say even I'm that way too. The thought of talking in front of a shit ton of people just makes me uncomfortable, but I can do it.
Yeah.
Once I'm there, I can do it, but like, I don't fucking like the thought. I'm not excited about it until then. Once you do it and you're done, you're like, oh, that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? It's one of those like, oh, that wasn't so bad, but it's like up until the point, it's just a constant thought of like, fuck, I got to do this thing.
Rhea Ripley is one of the most successful women in the business today. And she has full-blown panic attacks before she has her match. She's so fucking worked up. She's so inside her own head. So it can happen to anybody. It can happen on any level. So as a moment of vulnerability for me, I am honest with people when I say I personally don't live my life that way, and for a long time struggled with how anyone could. But as an adult who is also now a father who deals with kids outside of my own son who are growing up in an era where the mental health conversation is a real thing now. When I was a kid, if I would have said to my fucking school teacher, "Oh, I'm having a bad mental health day," they would have shot me in the fucking face. That doesn't happen now. We're at a place now where, at the very least, people can have the conversation. So you want to encourage that. That's part of the culture too. All right. So I just went over the 5 C's here. How does that relate to booking? Well, that's a very simple conversation. You have to serve a lot of masters when you're the booker. If you're an independent promoter and booker, the only master you're really serving is yourself. But for the people who watch wrestling all the time, I just told you guys, TNA just changed their whole creative around. Dave brought it up earlier, and we'll get into it now about the writers. There's a whole room. We saw it in Unreal. For those of you who stayed with it, I refused to watch that show. What a waste of my goddamn time. But there's a whole room full of people who are pitching ideas to the eyes and ears of one or two people who then type it up or write it down or however they go through it, and they filter it down into the actual write-up and the actual programming of the show. But for the most part, creative teams are doing what's called web netting, right? They shoot a web on the wall, and then for the remainder of the meeting, they just chuck a bunch of fucking ideas under the web. And the ones that they feel stick the most are the ideas that they run with, and they alter and they fix. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. If anybody has seen an episode of Raw and SmackDown, you know that there's some hits and there's some fucking misses. Personal history, I've been a booker on my own, no input from anybody else, and I've been a part of a team of creative people putting together for one company. And I will choose because it's more stressful when it's just you than it's the team. Because with the team, the point of the team is to get different viewpoints and different ideologies on the table so that it's not just your one frame of thinking, especially when it comes to talents that may differ from you, right? I don't know if I want a white guy writing a script for Trick Williams. You feel what I'm saying? There's sometimes a need for diversity in that case. Having said that, I will choose the stress of the singular booker position as opposed to the creative team every fucking day of the week because it's a lot easier to filtrate ideas when it's just you. When all the chefs have their hands in the soup, it's more often than not going to cause more problems than it is going to help. And you see it on Unreal. There's so many ideas that we see pitched on Unreal where you go, that makes a lot of sense. And then someone goes, I don't think the people will buy it. And you go, what the fuck? Because that's the other problem with it. Who are you choosing to be on the team? Is it somebody who used to be a wrestler who never got their due and is now on the team and gets to decide if they get theirs? Is it someone who's never seen a lick of wrestling before they got hired? Coming in here and pitching ideas like we see in Unreal? There's a bunch of people who's never watched wrestling in their lives pitching storylines to Roman Reigns. Ridiculous. This is why I refuse to watch that shit because it's just going to piss me the fuck off. If you do the singular booker position, which is the one that I'm the most familiar with and to be honest with you, the most in favor of, there's good and there's bad. When you have a great idea, they're going to pat you on the back. When you have a shitty idea, they're going to call you the worst human being that ever fucking lived. You think I get hate for being a host of a podcast? You think being called a fat, bald piece of shit at wrestling shows when I was the performer used to get on my fucking nerves? Wait until you're on a global fucking scale. Wait till you're getting insulted by people who don't even speak your fucking language. Don't even know what the fuck you are as a person and just think because of what you do on TV, you're the worst fucking human being he's ever seen in his entire goddamn life. That's a whole different fucking level of shit. So if you ever sat there and wondered to yourself, this guy is my favorite wrestler in the whole wide world. He's so amazing in the ring. He's never been champion. He's never been the main event. Why the hell is that? Here's one aspect that everyone always forgets. Maybe, just maybe, he's a fucking asshole. Just maybe. Because the one thing that I always see take people out of position is their fucking mouth. The person who always has the most to say, the person who's got a problem with fucking everything, the one who, that culture that we built, we talked about earlier, who wants to tear down that culture, the one who fucks with the enthusiasm, the one who fucks with the care, all those C's we just talked about, who just spends all fucking day, man. Fuck that guy. I don't give a shit how many fucking shooting star presses he can fucking do. I don't give a shit how over he is with the audience. Fuck that guy. Y'all motherfuckers are visitors. I gotta live with this bitch. And I refuse to fucking do it. That's why a lot of these guys don't get that opportunity. The fans may see something in someone that the people in charge don't see. And vice versa. You may think that that talent is super good at what he does. But then, behind the scenes, in the locker room, in the training sessions, at the performance center, on the road, in these buildings, you see a completely different fucking person. And no matter how over that guy is, once you see that person, it's very difficult for someone to go, you know what? I fucking hate that guy, but let's put the belt on him. It's not going to fucking happen. Kevin Steen and Jim Cornette. Kevin Owens and Jim Cornette have a long history of hating each other's fucking guts. He don't like Kevin. Kevin don't like him. But Jim made him the Ring of Honor World's Heavyweight Champion. And the reason for that is because he was out fucking voted. Everybody loved Kevin. The fans, people behind the scenes. So if the common denominator is just the one person, it's your job as a leader to overlook that. He sees it, she sees it, they see it, I don't see it. But at the very least, since so many people want to see you at that level, let's try it. If you do it, then everybody was right, and we all happy family. If you fail, I get to tell everybody I fucking told you so. So let's see what happens. For the record, he didn't fail. Turns out that boy good. So sometimes you got to take a risk. Sometimes you got to take a chance. So I always tell people, you don't have to kiss any ass. You don't have to suck any dick. But if you want to move your career further, you got to find people that are invested, and you got to work with those people as much as you possibly fucking can. Because there's so many people in this industry that don't give a fuck about wrestling. They don't care. I've been through it myself as a talent. When I walk into a fucking room with the promoter or the booker or whatever, and I ask them, what do you need me to do? And they have no fucking answer at all whatsoever. Drives me up a wall. I can't take you seriously. It's a joke company to me at that point. I'm gonna do it because I want the booking and I want the money and I want to perform. But in here, I'm like, oh, it's a joke. Place is a joke. And I'm not the only talent that does that. There's a lot of vets that see these guys open up wrestling companies and they go, money mark. And they send out the bat signal. Come take this motherfucker's money. Come on, vets. Come on in. Start sending him your matches. He's a doof. He's a loon. He has no clue what he's doing, this fucking guy. Send him your matches. It's easy money over here. Come get this easy money. He just handed it out. He's going to fold his company in 2 months. Come and get it while it's hot, boys. Come get this slop. Because everybody forgets how expensive it is to own a company, to get the insurance, to get a license, to rent a ring, to buy talent. Especially here in New York, you got to rent the EMT. You got to have building insurance. There's a laundry list of shit you got to get. To do one wrestling show easily, a couple foul in the hole, off rip. All because they wanted to be a part of the business. And the boys, they see it. Oh, this guy has no clue what he's doing. So let's go. Let's go. Free money, boys. Come on in here. Come get your payday, man. Oh, I'm a former world champion. He has me in the opening match for no reason. Easy money, boys. And we're getting back to the hotel mighty quick. Mighty quick. Easy night. Easy night. Easy night. Anyway, there are facets to the job you just don't understand. But for the people out there who are looking to be in the actual industry, find the right ones, man. Even if he doesn't think you're the fucking greatest of all time, if he knows what he's doing, fucking work with that fucking guy, man. I'm telling you. Find the right ones. Speaking of booking, boys, we're off to the main.
It is now time for the main event of the evening.
It is time for us to sit here and
I'm not gonna hold you.
Uh-oh.
This is a terrible card. Not only for the card, but for what I foresee happening. There's nothing but sadness throughout this entire card. It opens with fun and it is dead after that. It's dead in the water. The entire card. One of these matches, I don't even know where it came from. You sat here and watched the highlights of the few Raw SmackDown that I missed. Even one,
and they weren't in any of them.
I kind of forgot that I even saw some of this stuff. Sat down to watch. So unless it happened on Raw, literally yesterday, that we'll get into actually right away, because that fucking Jey Uso fucking promo put me. I went straight to bed. That shit pissed me the fuck off, because I like Jey Uso, and all he did last night was prove to the people that said he shouldn't have gotten what he got completely right. That was hands down one of the piss poor fucking promos I have ever fucking seen. Desperate for the crowd. Desperate
From
for the fucking
from
crowd.
Jay's point of view,
From
or like
Jay.
what did you think?
From Jay. Oba
what did you
literally
think of-
scoffing at him the whole time. He's looking at him like, this
Oba.
is fucking disgusting. Why am I in the ring with this guy? I didn't get that far. I didn't finish it. I could, dude. It was so cringe. I literally went like this. This is my volume. I just fucking flipped it, and I'm sitting there debating, like, am I gonna finish this shit? I turned it back on, and he's heavy breathing, trying to get the crowd to yeet because they weren't doing it, stuttering on all his words. At one point, he started talking, stopped to say yeet really fast, and then started talking. Dude, I went straight to bed. I fucking give up on any plans I had that night.
Since you're coming in so hot, that's what we're starting with. Oba and Jay. Let's just start from there. And
I said it's the top of the card.
I'll jump in on what you're talking about, in the sense that I knew this was going to be a complete 100% car crash once he came out through the audience. And I said, oh, this is a mistake, because that's the Yeet entrance. He has not done the Yeet entrance in literal months. He has gone back, crash out Jay. And to your point, when the music played, we noticed right away, me and my wife were watching, they weren't even looking for him. You remember when he was doing the Yeet entrance originally at its peak, when and everyone would stand up and start looking. Which section is he coming from? Which section? Everyone would just stand up, start looking around. He started walking down the steps and nobody fucking saw him. And then they were doing it on their own for a little while, and he wasn't doing it. So
for some reason, like, the crowd entrance was completely wasted. He like speed ran his way to the ring, which I don't understand why. Because one thing Jay does is gets gassed on the way to the goddamn ring.
He walked through the crowd that was doing the Yeet, doing nothing, and about halfway down the ramp, he wasn't doing it. So they stopped. They stopped yeeting, and then the beat dropped again, and he went. And he started doing it. And everybody, oh, okay, all right, we're doing it. All right, cool. And then he gets into the ring, his usual blown up self. And then my wife goes, well, he's blown up again. I was like, yeah, well, this time he actually should be, because he hasn't done that shit in months.
And he just jogged down the stadium for no fucking reason at all.
Then he gets in the ring. The crowd is asking for the run it back.
I didn't like this part from Oba. I
And
did
he
not like
got-
Oba saying what he said. It kind of gave it gave
About
heel, and it
putting-
was weird. Putting it into the run back, it was weird. I didn't like that.
And then he looked at him and then they did it again. This promo was a rehash of the one that he gave Gunther. When he gave it to Gunther, I felt it. Everyone looks past me. Everyone overlooks me. Everyone thinks that I'm just some joke. When he did it to Gunther, it made sense. He hadn't done shit yet. He's a former Intercontinental Champion. He's a former World's Heavyweight Champion. He's the finalist in the King of the Ring. My man, you're not the underdog. On paper, Obafemi.
When I looked at that bracket, I said, Jay,
Uso,
that you're not an underdog.
Yeah. When you look at Obafemi's resume and Jey Uso's resume, you're supposed to be the favorite, my guy. Why are you talking to this motherfucker like he's already
Very
the
Sami Zayn, which is another thing that's gonna fucking piss me off later this fucking card.
So he did this whole promo like he had no shot. I'm gonna shock the world, Oos. It shouldn't be a shock for you to beat
it's a fucking shock.
I know that. I'm
just saying it is.
I know that it is. You know it. I know it. The world knows it. My problem is he shouldn't fucking know that. As a former world champion, he should not be sitting here looking at the new guy saying, I'm going to shock the world and I'm going to pull the upset of the century and beat you in the ring. What? You the vet, my guy. He gave the underdog Sami Zayn speech, and then despite all that, you said you didn't stick around for it. Jay ends his version of his side of the promo with the absolute cringiest thing ever when he's talking to Oba. He goes, "This is your warning shot." Bow! Like that. And I went, what is this? When did you start doing that? And Oba stared at him.
Oh fuck, dude! I'm so glad I didn't finish that.
Oba stared at him the way that I stared at the TV when he said it. I was just like, "What the fuck was that?" And he goes, "That was my warning shot, huh?" Okay. He goes, "So I assume this Saturday in Saudi Arabia, you're gonna be shooting for real." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what." You're not even the member of your family that I'm worried about. So here's what we're gonna do. You can take those bullets. You can bring them to your cousin. Tell him that those bullets are courtesy of Obafemi. It's like everything Jay said about upsetting an underdog, and everybody's been counting me out. I won the title at WrestleMania. He ran the whole resume there, and Oba looks at him dead in the face and goes, "I don't care about you. I want your cousin, boy. It ain't got shit to do with you." He shat on all that.
Crazy.
He's just like, I'm not even fucking worried. He looked Jay right in the face and just went, "I ain't worried about you. I want your cousin. Don't nobody give a fuck about you." I was like, oh my God. This is the one match on the card. If it goes the other way, I swear to fucking God, it's going to be a goddamn problem. The only way that I can say Jey Uso winning this match is interference in a big fucking way. A big fucking way. There's no way clean Jey Uso beats Obafemi.
It would have something to do with. It would have to have something to do with Brock, but that's suggesting that Brock is going all the way the fuck out there to do that,
just to do a fucking run-in.
No.
It's not impossible to think, but it's definitely a long.
To me, it's the
shot.
only way, and it puts bigger stakes on their last blowout. Which isn't that supposed to be at SummerSlam?
Not if he wins the King of the Ring. It's not, because
Exactly.
he's gonna have a title match against the champion at King of the Ring. So that's not gonna fucking happen unless he does beat Jey Uso at Night of Champions, and then Lesnar fucks him in Minneapolis at SummerSlam. I could see him going to Minneapolis for a run-in. I don't know if he's going to Radai for a fucking run-in. I don't know.
Right. We'll see.
So we
We'll
will
see.
definitely see. But this might be the only match that I'm looking at this going to myself, yeah, this one's a pretty easy one to pick. This is going to be fucking Obafemi right here.
Even though I talked all that shit, this is the only match on the card aside from the Seth Rollins pass. But I'm not really happy about that one either. This is the only card I'm actually excited to see, just because it's Oba and I want to see how they do it. So I'm interested. Now let's drag our ass through the rest of this fucking card. This next one about piss me off too.
Well, hold on a second. I'm going to the U.S. title.
Okay.
It's going to be Trick Williams defending against dear fucking God.
Okay, so tell me where this happened, because I missed it.
While I was sitting in your house on SmackDown, Ricky Saints won a number one contenders match.
Okay.
For the U.S. title. A match that went over so well, they didn't include it in the fucking highlight reel on their own official YouTube channel. Because I didn't see Ricky Saints in the highlight reel. Granted, I didn't get a chance to see the whole show, but we caught the highlight reel together.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't on the goddamn highlight reel.
Very short highlight reel, by the way.
So that match was obviously so butt, or as Jacob Fatu would say, so ass, that they didn't even bother to put it on the goddamn YouTube channel. So he won a number one contenders match. He beat Trick Williams.
Fair enough.
I am hoping, beyond hope, that this is just a situation of feeding the champion some wins here so they can build on Trick Williams. There's a rumor going around. He's kind of a favorite to win Money in the Bank this year. He's on the list of names that people are like, oh, this could be our Money in the Bank winner right here. I just don't. Putting him in the jobber slot is cool, but I cannot stand Ricky Saints, bro. He bothers me so fucking much.
Since AEW, I never got it. But clearly someone sees something. I don't know him before that.
I saw his
indie
shit, and I saw his indie shit. I didn't get it. I saw his NWA Power shit. I didn't get it. I saw his AEW shit. I really didn't fucking get it. And at AEW, before it was, I didn't really get it, but I didn't really hate the guy, right? You know what I'm saying? He's doing his own thing. I'm not a fan. Whatever. When he went to AEW and started saying the shit he was saying on the microphone in front of people, I was like, this motherfucker really thinks he's nice. He really thinks he's fucking great. And now he's in WWE, and now he's in a position where he's on the pay-per-view. He's getting the U.S. title shot.
He's climbing, and I don't see it.
Just, I don't know how, and I don't know why. He's in the Liv Morgan bucket for me, to be honest with you. I just don't fucking see it. I don't fucking get it, and I don't very much care.
However, I have been becoming a pretty decent Trick Williams fan, so it's nice to hear that.
I'm coming around on him.
I fucking love Trick, man.
I love the charisma. The charisma, boy.
Dude,
I tell you.
He's got the look, man. I don't know, dude. I'm still riding the wave. I'm enjoying what I see. We're going from there, no pressure, no expectation. But I'm liking Trick. I'm liking Trick a lot. So,
all right, makes sense. I think Trick walks away with the defense here
for sure.
There's no fucking.
Hopefully they beat the dog shit out of Ricky, dude.
You know when they show clips online of sports fans when they're losing and they start breaking the TV out of frustration. I will German suplex my living room TV if this motherfucker walks away with the U.S. title. Mark it down. I will be so fucking mad. So fucking mad.
If they were to do that, I believe it would just be to get the belt off of him, in which then I still don't know why it would be Ricky. One, I wouldn't understand why it would be Ricky. And two, I would be an advocate of too soon. I think he's doing a very appropriate build. I think he's developing himself great. I don't want to rush. There's no reason, especially what's at the top level right now. There's no reason to rush Trick. Let him keep building so we can get a payout. There's no reason to rush him. He's getting his paycheck. He's good right now.
You know, these dudes is always in a rush, bro. They're always in a rush. Nobody simmers anymore. Crazy. Speaking of Liv and that bucket of people that I hate, Liv Morgan, the world's women's championship. I said on the show when I had mentioned to you that the controversy of this tournament was that she was in it because she was the world's women's champion. She's in the King of the Ring tournament. Didn't make sense to people. And I had said that there was precedent that as the champion, I think it makes sense because if you win the tournament, you get to choose who it is that your opponent will be at SummerSlam. I think that's a great way to gain an advantage, especially for a heel. Made all the sense in the world to me. And then this Monday, or it was the Monday before, I can't remember. I think it was this Monday. All they did, the entire match, was talk about how Liv Morgan wants to face Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's Championship. I did not know that it was an option on the table for the champion to be able to challenge the other champion.
Why wouldn't it be? It makes sense to me.
Because I thought the whole objective, like for instance, Night of Champions in the past, was it Night of Champions or Crown Jewel? I think it's Crown Jewel, where the two champions face each other. They have made it a thing where when Roman, like for instance, when Roman combined the belts, they found out it was a mistake. Having both belts on the one person was a problem. So they made the other title, that world title that they gave to Seth Rollins, so that they can have the dual champion situation that they wanted. I'm not saying Liv Morgan.
Oh, shout out to Oba real quick, because when I heard it, I thought of you instantly. He did not call it the undisputed title. You remember that? I wanted to point that out today.
Yeah.
I almost forgot. When he said it, I'm like, oh, I know he's going crazy right now. He did not call it the undisputed title.
You just reminded me, but in the moment, yes, I did acknowledge that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But that situation actually affects this conversation here. Because if Liv Morgan wins this and does challenge Rhea Ripley, which I'm hearing now that Rhea Ripley's injured, they haven't stripped her yet. I guess they're trying to wait it out to see what's going to happen with that. But let's say that it is still Rhea Ripley. Even if she doesn't win the championship, it didn't make sense to put her in a position to where she could. Because she's beaten Rhea in the past for a championship. She could win the belt from Rhea Ripley and be walking around here with two titles. And that's the problem that they had the last time that I thought they were starting to stay away from. That's why my mind didn't take it to her challenging for the other title. My mind took it as she's already the champion. She'll just get to pick the contender she wants for the pay-per-view at will. She gets to book her own little situation. That's a point of advantage. That's pretty good. She could even use it as a heel, as a bartering thing. Where it's like, I might make you the number one contender, or play with that. She's already made it clear. If I win, I'm going to challenge Rhea Ripley for the title. Which now leads me to believe I don't think she's going to win the fucking thing now. Because
if anything, that makes me believe she's going to win it even more.
But my thing is this. Let's say she doesn't. Let's say Io Sky wins the Queen of the Ring and she gets the championship match of her choice at SummerSlam. She going to rematch Liv?
No, she would take it off of Rhea so that Rhea can rest if she's actually injured.
But they'd have to have a match to take it off.
Someone's taking the belt off of Rhea if she really is that injured.
You think she's gonna just?
I don't think they want to do her
dirty out for the match.
Well, I don't think
strip her again.
I don't think she wants to be done dirty again to fucking be stripped like she had to do it before, which led Liv to come back and if I'm not mistaken, she won it to begin with when they did whatever the fuck they did for that. So I have never been a bigger Io Sky fan than I am right now. It would make sense story. Right? Like they get to see each other again and be more like a whatever thing, like two friends, competitive, whatever. or you put 2 belts on Liv, which unfortunately I wish I lived in a world where I didn't believe that was the more likely outcome. And that's what pisses me off. So
yeah, so this is the Queen of the Ring final. Are you thinking Liv Morgan walks out of this then? Based on
I'm terrified that Liv Morgan walks out of this thing. We'll see. I don't know. It's hard for me to bet against her. They love her so fucking much, dude. Let me tell you something. There was a moment here. There was a moment here last year where we were slowly turning around on her, and then they shoved her down our throats again, and now I'm right back to fucking hating her. I'm right back to fucking hating her. The moment they pushed Dom to the back and put her up front, and it was very obvious when they fucking did it. Because that dude hasn't said, I haven't really even heard him until Oba and him. Barely fucking hear him talk.
I give him credit for he was involved in a backstage thing. It was Dom, JD, and Danhausen. And I got to give him credit because Dom's character work right now is A1. This motherfucker just gets it. He knows how to be Dom.
But he's being silenced right now. And
he absolutely is. He absolutely is. Last week, before his match with Oba, he was trying to give $100,000 to Danhausen so that he could curse Oba. And he goes, "You want me to curse who?" He's like, "Oba Femi. Big guy, strong, does the walk, dominated Lesnar at WrestleMania." He goes, "Yeah, no, I think I'm going to skip that one. I don't think that." He goes, "But I'll take the human monies, though." And he took the $100K and he disappeared on him. So this Monday, they found him in his little office again. He said, "Hey, where's my money? You took my money." He goes, "Oh, I spent it." He was like, "How the hell did you spend $100,000 in a week?" He said, "I bought that." And it was this weird box sitting on the side.
Oh, God.
And they were just like, "What the hell?" And JD goes, "Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. You're either going to give me my $100,000 or we're taking whatever that box is." And Danhausen goes, "Huh? They're trying to steal from Danhausen? Well, then you are cursed." Now, I just said it straight out. But Dom is standing next to JD. So when he goes, "Really?" And he goes, "You?" And when he said, "You," Dom left JD's side and slipped behind Danhausen and pointed at JD. And then he cursed JD and he went, "Okay." And he went back next to JD. He's like, "Yeah. I mean, but you can't curse him, though." He goes, "He's uncursable." He's like, "That's right. I am uncursable. And just for that, I'm taking this box." And JD grabbed the box and electrocuted himself like that. And then Dom was like, "What the hell happened?" And he picks him up. He's like, "Look, you little damn it, where did he go?" He's like, "We need to get our money back, God damn it." The whole segment was so cartoony. It was so crazy. But I just love the fact that Dom was so on board with JD up until the curse. And then
you don't fuck with that curse.
He immediately dipped away from JD so that he couldn't get cursed. And then the minute the curse was set in, he came back. It was just like, yeah. It's like, he's so good at playing that fucking character at this point. But yeah, I don't like either one of these two as the queen, man. This was
really
be right.
I fuck with EO, but I don't know. I'm just not confident. I'm just not confident.
I don't dislike. I just don't know where she goes if she wins. That's the only thing. I mean, you saying, "Oh yeah, she'll beat Rhea for the time." I mean, but let's like you got to give me a reason. You can't just go, "Well, I do have a title shot, and apparently you're injured." So
all right. Well, what's the reason for Liv Morgan to hold 2 belts?
None. I wouldn't want her to hold
money. Obviously, I've grown to learn that anything I question, the answer to it is money.
Okay, but I will ask this as a counter. How much more money are they really going to generate with her winning another belt? How much more money are they going to get?
Clearly a lot. Clearly a lot. Clearly a lot. Who else is turning money like she is right now?
Well, I'll tell you this right now, off rip. Speaking of questionable money, we have the steel cage match, the end-all be-all between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. This is supposed to be the payoff match. This is supposed to be the big.
That was going to be my question. Am I finally done with this after this?
God, one can hope. Here's the thing. I like both of these guys. And I actually did have really high hopes for this particular program.
I'm not a really big Braun guy. I'm starting to lose my favor for him as time goes on. I love the spear. I love the energy. I love how big he is, but he's just not. He just don't do it for me, man. His mic is. I don't know. This doesn't. I just don't like this program. I just want this to be done. I want Seth to do
I
something
think
else.
it's the program. I think it's the program because, as Cornette would say, this has been snake bit from the very fucking beginning. Remember, we weren't supposed to get here yet. We were supposed to still, right now, be knee deep in a Seth Rollins led Vision world. We were supposed to be building Braun for this. We weren't supposed to be here yet. And then there was an injury from Seth. And then miraculously, while Seth is injured, so is Braun. And then Seth comes back early, but then Braun surprises him. It's just they've been trying to make the best of a bad situation, but it feels like they've been trying to make the best out of a bad situation. I don't even know if it was a good idea to have the blow off at a cage, because I feel like at a later date we can revisit this, and then the cage would be more. Because right now it doesn't really. I feel like there's another stipulation or something else that we can do that's a little lower on the tier list in a steel cage and still get the right idea and save the cage for something else. Because the stipulation is the only thing really throwing me. I like both of these. I do like both of these guys. I like both of what they bring to the table. I just don't think they mesh in the way that we thought that they would. And I also think that's because they're not riding the momentum that they did. They had a lot of momentum before. It all went to shit, not because of anything wrong that they did. They got hurt. It happens.
The whole thing, yeah.
The whole Vision got fucking decimated. Bronson Reed went down. Logan Paul came back with the fucking arm brace, which, by the way, I don't know if you saw, but Braun Breaker, they had to take Braun Breaker off of fucking camera because fucking Logan Paul broke Braun Breaker in the most hilarious fashion I've ever seen in my entire life. Did you see Logan Paul's promo about the arm brace? He said,
"Told you, dude, I went to bed."
Austin Theory was. They were doing a backstage thing. They were asking Austin Theory about an upcoming match. I think it was about the Street Profits because they faced the Street Profits later in the main event. And the Street Profits won the tag team titles off of the Vision. And Austin Theory was talking about how the Street Profits don't know nothing about sacrifice. They don't know what it means to give up what you want most in order to have what you want. He goes, Logan Paul, he knows about sacrifice. Look at that arm. And Logan Paul goes, that's right. I got this sling right now. I got this brace on. And I would love nothing more than to take this brace off and beat the Street Profits over the head with it. But you know what? I can't do that. Not yet. So right now I'm just in this brace. But I tell you what, and Braun's standing right next to him, and he's in the camera shot. And he goes, I've been healing faster than any human in the history of humanity who has ever healed. And Braun's and we're like, I don't think anyone has ever said those words in that order ever before in human history. I have healed faster than I have healed faster in the history of humanity than any human who has ever healed before. That is amazing. That is amazing.
I want to know who wrote that bar for him.
Oh my God. I paused it so it would marinate. I didn't even want to hear the rest of it yet. I just bask in it, just breathe in it. It's just the beauty, the wordplay. It's just bars, right? That's what the kid. When he was done and paused it, I should have went bars. That was some Kendrick Lamar shit. I was like, oh my God. I'm assuming because of the babyface situation, Rollins was going to walk away with this win, but you never know. Between these two, I knew it would be a tiebreaker going into this, but now it's all about who they really want to push moving forward. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that is the steel cage match, and then the match that shocked the internet, the match where we all had to sit back and say, "How the fuck did we get here?" The United States Women's Championship match took place. No, that took place. It will be taking place this Saturday in Radai. And it's going to be Tiffany Stratton defending the U.S. title against Jade Cargill. And the world is asking the question, why the fuck is this match even happening in the first place?
The girl who was pushed too fast versus the girl who was pushed too fast.
Trying to see who will get pushed after, because I don't see
who would survive and actually be pushed afterwards.
You might say that this is the United States Championship match. It is not. This is the who's going to stay on the goddamn radar match after this, because I
fight for the position on the card.
Who wants it more, baby? That's going to be the big question. The person who wins will be pushed on television and be visible for
I'm
the
so
world to see.
confused because the last thing I saw was Jade Cargill and her cronies jumping fuck, I just had the name in my head and I dropped it. Charlotte.
Yeah.
Tell me that wasn't 3 weeks ago. I could have sworn I just saw it. They jumped her, and then you sent me this, and I'm like, well, when did this happen? What the fuck did I miss? How did we build up to a title match?
I can only assume that Jade Cargill and the baddies beat up Charlotte Flair in the back, and Nick Aldis walked up to Jade Cargill and said, you know what? That was such an impressive ass beating. I'm giving you a U.S. title shot this weekend against Tiffany Stratton, because I can't think of another goddamn reason as to how and why we even got here. I have no clue. Granted, people are going to say, well, if you watch the show, you'll know how we got there. I watched the highlights. I watched the clips. I didn't get a chance to see the whole show, but you would think that there would be some sort of announcement or some sort of video or something on the internet giving me the indication as to why this match is happening.
Well,
and it really has.
If you ask me, I think Jade is definitely going over. She's definitely taking this belt. And if she does, then that tells me where they are with her as far as the big girl title. Because if Rhea is in a position where she needs to vacate the title for whatever reason, why wouldn't we give it to the person she was feuding with? Instead, we're taking said person, putting them on another belt because she will no longer be able to work that program with the girl who's injured, because we want her working with Rhea because, well, Rhea makes magic. As you saw last time she was in the ring with her best fucking match. But if she's going out, we're not working her with Liv. Fuck no. Hell no, we're not running her with Liv. And we're not going to run her with EO. Not that EO couldn't run a good match, but there's a reason why we're working with Rhea. So if she's out of the card or out of the conversation because of injury, to me that line of thinking makes sense that this is a hard pivot. And we want to keep her in the light. We want to keep building her, but we don't want to put her up against the other people we have right now. We'll do something else. Let's give her this title and have her see if she can work with some people in the mid card and stuff like that. That's the only thing that makes sense here with this to me. So,
well, here's the thing. That all sounds great. I'm actually not opposed to any of that. I have one problem. This is a rematch. When Tiffany Stratton was the women's champion, and it happened at last year's SummerSlam. And I know that it happened at last year's SummerSlam because I was in the building when this match happened. And if I could steal a quote from a good old JR, that match was bowling shoe ugly. So I have to ask the question. I don't know if Tiffany has improved to that degree. We just gave credit to Jade for showing her recent improvements. Do we at the very least get a decent match out of this? There's aspects that happen after that connect dots for me. I can kind of see, based on what you just laid out, where this could go. But in the interim, you still have to ring the bell, right?
Yep.
So at the very least,
let's see if Jade learned something. Can she translate what she did with Rhea? Which I will say, I'm in love. If she can give me that every night and then build on that, I'm a Jade fan. She's fantastic. But again, this is gonna prove my point about Rhea. If she cannot at least mimic her energy with Rhea and this match with Tiffany, I will die on the hill that no one in this company can make magic like Rhea can, dude. I'm telling you, she could take doo-doo and turn it into diamonds. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does. I don't know if she's literally putting these people in the position they need to be in to make it look good. I have no clue, but we'll see. We'll see if Jay can repeat it. I don't know. She's gonna need to carry this because I don't think Tiffany is a general in the ring. So
no. And that's not to sit here and say that Tiffany is absolute dog shit, but she has her weaknesses, and
I don't know if I would say dog shit, but I think Tiffany is really bad.
Okay.
Aside from being attractive and being able to do flippity flips, she doesn't have anything else for me at all.
Flippity flips and flippity doos. Well, the match that has everyone in a tizzy, the triple threat WWE Championship match. Cody Rhodes defending the title against Gunther and Sami Zayn. And I know that people don't want to hear it. They don't want to face it.
He's going over.
This is going to be it. This is it. Sami Zayn is going to win the WWE Championship. You heard it here first. Now, here's the thing. I think Sami Zayn takes this, but I also think he loses the belt back to Cody at SummerSlam.
It's not going to be a long run. This is a tip of the hat. This is a Kofi Kingston transfer.
This is an experiment.
This is a thank you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. The Lifetime Achievement Award. This is the Lifetime Achievement.
We're gonna do it in a place that I hesitate to call his. I hesitate to call it his home. I don't know the history.
It's the number 2 spot for him outside of Montreal. If they were in Montreal, the place would go fucking ballistic if Sami Zayn won the title there. But if you couldn't do it in Montreal,
but I think this place was louder.
This place is pretty fucking loud for him. And if he wins, they're gonna be extra loud.
Before Italy, that's
not fair.
The loudest place.
That's not fair. Italy's big. Italy's big for everybody. Everybody's big in Italy.
Listen, that energy was absolutely insane. But yes, this is a sad day, man. This is a very sad day. I've never been a bigger Cody fan than right here and right now. Everything I've ever said negative about Cody, throw it out the window. I've been his biggest fan since day one, and I need him to bring the W home.
Who's that? Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, I said Cody. I'm the biggest. I've never once doubted Cody. Ever. Find the clip. You can't. I've never said anything negative about Cody, and I stand in that right here, right now.
Wow.
I'll wait. It won't take you long. You can just go back to the last episode.
I think the only time that I think for sure, and I don't even think it was negative, but I think you were at the very least showing concern is when it was Cody Drew. When we had that talk about the chemistry level there and the kind of the paint by numbers aspect. But no, you've never really been all that negative about Cody. But let me ask you this. Is it about Cody, or are you so anti-Sammy winning the title that you'd be okay with Gunther walking away with it?
I'd prefer overall Gunther running away with it. That's why I didn't mention it. So I didn't mention it at all because it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
It's the one we want the most and the least likely to happen.
The only person that can walk away with a miracle right now in the business is Cody. So I'm praying that they please pull a Cena. I need you to pull the biggest John Cena here.
The golden shovel.
Oh
That's
my
it.
God. I
We're
need him to
calling,
have
hey, we're calling an audible here.
I need all the plot armor I can get right now. I need main character energy all day long. He can never lose here.
They don't call him Cody Raheem Rose for no reason, baby.
Oh
That's
my
it.
goodness! I've never wanted to, because I don't believe in my heart Gunther will. In no universe does Gunther walk away here. So it's gotta be Cody. It's gotta be Cody. He's gotta do it. He's gotta do it. It's not gonna happen.
Be the one
it's not gonna fucking happen. Sammy will be our new champion, and it fucking sucks.
Any other scenario, I don't see Sammy winning it, but it's too. The planets are too aligned right now.
It's too perfect.
With the Saudi Arabian influence, with SummerSlam being mere weeks away, so you don't have to rely on Sammy to carry the company full time if you don't want him to. If things change over time, who knows? Maybe he's impressive as fuck in the next 8 weeks and he faces Cody at SummerSlam, but he retains in a heel-like manner, extending the program. Who knows? But the point is that you have that safety net. If he can't do it, we pull it off, put it back on QB1. If he can, we have the fail-safe of having the match at Cody to push that narrative further on Sammy. And we can do what I've been saying with Cody, which is put him back in the chase. Now, I don't know if chasing Sami Zayn is going to be the
it's funny you say that, because before I even caught wind of what happened, we both saw when you were here with the triple threat match became a thing. My buddy called me actually earlier that day and asked me when I saw it, told me about it, and gave me his thoughts. And his idea was, he said he sees two things happening and he doesn't know which one it's going to be. He said that he feels like what could happen is he knows Oba's going to win. Now, his question is, do you want him and Roman to touch right away? How long are we trying to delay this? If we are going to say in the universe, we want to delay it. We don't want Roman and Oba to touch or to see each other just yet. We want a little bit more on Oba before we even get to that point. So wouldn't it be a good idea? We got like you said, the moons are aligned, where we are, what can happen? We're in a triple threat match. It was very easy to sell it. Let Sammy be that transitional champion where he'll get his win. He'll hold it. Oba will end up going against Sammy, beating Sammy. That way he's not beating on Cody or Gunther right away. And now we can start to or Roman, and we can start to develop something. It's a way to transition that belt onto Oba without really damaging your top guys.
Now,
and I thought it was an interesting idea.
That is an interesting idea,
But in order to do that, we have to make Sammy the fucking champion, and I don't want that.
Like I said 2 seconds ago, I've been pushing for Cody to chase for a while. If you're telling me he's chasing Sammy, I don't like that. If you're telling me he's chasing Oba,
that's a big difference, and that works for both of them. That works for both of them. Cody's star power with Oba.
I'm not as opposed to Sammy being the WWE champion as you are, but I am opposed to him winning it at a time where I feel like he's at his weakest. He's been hotter than he is right now, multiple times over. For him to win the title during this situation feels transitional. I know that there are champions that have happened throughout the years where they've literally been booked to be transitional champions to kind of give the main event scene a break, some fresh air from some of the main talents.
Shake it up a little bit, protect some people.
That's what I'm saying. Especially if you're going to go with the idea you just pitched, which was having Oba have a credible champion, a credible championship win for him to be able to dominate a champion and take the title from him, so that it makes his title reign start off the very dominant win. All that sounds wonderful. It just, in order for that win to be magnified for Oba, we need to give Sammy a little bit of extra oomph. So for Night of Champions, if you really want to push the narrative between Sammy and Cody, Sammy needs to pin Cody, not Gunther. Now, I could see Gunther being in.
I don't know if, just to that point, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think that's I'd rather, if I'm writing this, I'd rather Sammy pin Cody than Sammy pinning Gunther.
Yeah.
I think that
because
looks
I think
better.
it looks better on Sammy's part. We're already all of the understanding.
It protects Gunther.
Yes.
I don't think Gunther needs to be pinned here.
I don't think Gunther needs to be pinned. I think it hurts Gunther more than it hurts Cody.
Yes.
I think Cody at this point is bulletproof. He could now. I could see Cody being pinned due to Gunther like shenanigans. Gunther
Gunther's bullshit. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Gunther bombs Cody or something huge. Sammy with the shove out of the ring takes advantage.
Even a full-blown interference, I still think the pin is what's important, and it has to be Cody.
I just want the visual of Sammy pinning Cody. That way, later when we set up Cody on that chase, he is looking for Sammy because Sammy got the cheap win. But like you said, that short-term chase, he won't actually accomplish the goal just yet because Sammy's going to get run over by Oba. That changes the trajectory of his chase. Now you can put Cody and Sammy back into something, and Cody can beat him without fear of a title situation, muddying things up, rebuilding Cody back to the main event scene and having him go after Oba. But it all, excuse me, I don't know if that burp made it. I tried to cover it.
I don't know why you trying to cover your. Okay, never mind.
I was trying to attempt to try to block it. There was a hole in my my plan here. I don't know what the hell happened there. That's my bad. But yeah, that's what I think of Sami Zayn winning out. But no, triple threat match, one fall to a finish there.
Yeah, we'll see.
For the first time in a long time, I'd be shocked if he doesn't win it. But that's a cause for another day. So that is our topics here for the day. Thank you guys for joining us on this live experience of OUM. This is the show that we would normally do, folks. Just at our own speed, doing our own thing, hitting topics from all across. So we're going to be doing some more live experiences down the road. We already kind of have a schedule for our recording, so the only difference between today and any other days, I clicked live instead of record. I just clicked a different button. That's it. So we're going to do it again real soon. August, we're definitely doing the live convo for SummerSlam. Obviously, we'll have some guests on for that. But I'm not opposed to doing this again very, very soon. Just so that we can break up the monotony, keep it fresh, get some more people interested in the show, see some more faces. It'll be a lot of fun. So I'm going to clip. I don't even know which ones I should clip out. Some of these are pretty fun. So I'll decide that later on tonight. So this is episode 361. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for downloading. Thank you guys for sharing. And of course, thank you guys for enjoying. We'll see you guys next week. Well, you'll see the recording next week. We're not live next week. We're going to take a break from the live. We'll be back soon. But keep watching, guys. We're getting close to SummerSlam. So we'll see you guys next week.
Mic drop. Wait a minute. This is too much. Cooking it like a pro. Wrap it up, everybody. Show's over.